Good evening, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm Dave G, the host of the 60 Podcast, here with my co-hosts, as usual, Kami and Doc Rizzo. Unmute your screen, Kami. Thank you. Good job. Okay, muted that. All right. Today we decided to just sit back, chill, and talk about conspiracies. There are a lot of them out there. I mean, I know one of them that pops in my mind is Tupac is dead. I don't know. That's one conspiracy theory I'm hearing all
We're
the
not
time.
doing that.
I'm doing what I want to do. Then we have
We're
the
not doing
usual
Tupac.
conspiracies about John F. Kennedy. There was an inside job. Which one? What's a conspiracy theory that you heard of that persists through time?
I
Connie?
actually had a intro to this pertaining to the money thing, how the creator of Cash App was killed in a stabbing, and then the government was like, "Oh, we're launching our own app to make the world, I don't know if it's the world or America, paperless."
Yeah, they want to
Com-
go into the digital currency.
which is fine, but it just so happened they announced it after he is dead.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean the timing of it is kind of weird, but at the same time, when you have all
Hmm.
the other countries that decided that they are no longer participating, they had to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did find because I
China,
have cash.
Russia,
Like I still,
um, there's countries in Africa that are all pulling out of them using American currency, and they're
because I
creating their
made.
own now.
What happened? Why y'all stop talking?
She was responding.
Because y'all know I make hoodies and stuff. So when people be paying me in cash, I be like, "What the hell I'm gonna do with this?" Like,
Invest it.
um,
Invest it all.
when people the other day about it, then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh," I was like, "The cash."
Put it in your bank,
It's
and then just transfer it to cryptocurrency.
dang. Blink twice if you need help. Jesus, we can't. We can see that. Let me see.
It's kind of small.
It is.
Listen, I don't. I'm sharing my screen, so just basically
Well,
help.
what are you looking up? That's the question.
Uh, the Cash App creator, cryptocurrency exec Bob Lee, fairly stabbed in San Francisco. 43-year-old fintech leader helped develop payment system Square Android mobile operating system. Huh. I'm just doing my research while we're talking about it. So yeah, you
Oh,
know.
the money list thing. Yeah, this is the kind of a good day also, but I don't think conspiracy is fall in line with clear cut black and white lies versus the truth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, when I was thinking about this, I was like, man, it's weird that it falls on Easter because that to a lot of people is a conspiracy in itself. Like Easter, just the idea of Easter. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm deep into Egyptology, is that a word? Anyway,
I
No,
don't think so.
no, I don't think. Look
well,
who's in the chat.
my business is based on it, so obviously I'm in depth with it. Easter is just ignorant. I'm not gonna say, or like, you know how words sound different in different languages. So in Egypt is Ishtar, which is the goddess of
So it's a
fertility.
bastardization of the word Ishtar. Got
Right.
you.
So Egypt is Ishtar and fertility, which is why you got the bunny laying eggs. First of all, bunnies don't lay eggs.
Exactly.
So, but the whole
Yeah, I
concept
was trying
is
to figure that one out
fertility.
myself.
The whole idea is about it giving life, which is the original meaning of it. They just made it a fairy tale. Like they just flipped everything and made it surreal, like a joke. What is he playing? Madden?
Of course.
Let me
I
see if
got to
any
serve some. I got to serve some
conspiracy.
L's today.
It is hot. Nobody cooked? Cause cause I
Where?
ate. Cause I ate. I don't think Vita's supposed to come up here, but I don't know if
She popped up. She
no,
said peace
if
and
you
blessings.
yeah, I don't- if you can invite her, I don't know if she'll be
She's
able to
not
get.
coming on. I already asked her.
Oh, she don't want to?
No, no, no.
I told her to.
Of course you did. That doesn't mean she.
Why didn't she want to come on?
I think she would have had some good ideas.
Ask her. She's in the chat.
Damn. Vita, go live. Like, stop being like that. Go live. We need to hear your voice. We don't need to read your words.
I'm about to turn my air on.
Turn your air on. It
It's
ain't that type of
hot.
weather.
Shit. What? Good job.
Peace and blessings. All right, Erica Badu.
Erica Badooey. But prophets. I've been talking to I'm not gonna say Muslims, but a Muslim and like trying to compare how they are religiously compared to the Christians that I grew up around.
Oh yeah, yeah. We grew up in a Christian household ourselves, so
Was it though?
well, we were pushed to go to church every Sunday when we were young. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm gonna say
It
I
was
would
a
say it was
yeah,
mixed
it
because
was a
we did go to
spiritual.
Catholic church too.
It was a spiritual household. Can we go with that? Can we both agree on
We
that?
can go with that. I'm just saying we did go to Catholic church too, which is weird if you think about it because Pops is Catholic, but he never went to Catholic church. But we had to go. That man was at home watching football when we was at Catholic church, where his dad was the reverend. Greg Papa was the reverend.
No, that was the Reverend.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
How you figure he wasn't if he was up there speaking?
Uh,
Yeah. So
Grandpa.
somebody missing a few Sundays. I see.
I ain't missing
Yeah.
nothing. I don't
Even his
remember that.
what's it called said it on there.
Uh, don't remember that. Hey, you know what I can't figure out, and it's kind of ticking me off because it keeps happening. I
What?
post to Facebook, and it's always coming up private, and I'm like, how is it private when I changed it so it won't be private anymore? It'll be public. Mm,
For your postings?
yeah, that's a conspiracy in
Mm,
itself. I swear it is.
he gonna drag that out now. Everything's a
What?
conspiracy now.
Everything's a conspiracy, especially Facebook. Facebook's the biggest conspiracy.
No, they be spying.
Well, that's it. That's
How do
another.
you
That's
think
another one.
how do you think like cartoons like The Simpsons and I think Family Guy be doing it too, and they be having a predictive programming versus um I don't know what to call it.
Oh, you mean when they talk about
Oh no, they say everything that's gonna happen and then it happens.
like
Yeah.
Donald Trump coming down the
Predictions.
escalator wearing a long ass tie and waving, and it was actually in The Simpsons before he became
Right. So
president.
if you think like everything in society is like pre-planned, like
Well,
and
you know they
certain
say that
people are in on it and
you,
no
you know they say that the guy that did The Simpsons is a time traveler, right?
is a what?
A time traveler.
A time traveler
Hmm.
or he probably Jewish.
Why would you go there?
Did you just wow? Let's get
Right,
the
right,
stream shut off early.
right. Jeez. All right. Well, that's all for my Serious CJ podcast. That was the end of our show. We might not be back on ever again, I think.
But no,
Um,
listen, right? You know how they were saying the queen was dead, like a little bit right before she actually died. That was kind of like I feel like that was like a way to desensitize people to her really dying. Like I don't know, people in Britain really held her to a high esteem or something, but maybe them faking it before it actually happened was like.
That's funny.
I mean, she is like 98. I mean, it had to happen, but
98.
how old was she?
I think she actually didn't she hit 100? I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so.
I'm not sure. I don't think she hit it just yet. Pause. Do I need to pause that?
No, you
Uh,
don't.
I had to catch it for a minute.
She was uh, uh, uh,
I-
I
it's
love
really
answering
not
this
popping
show.
up.
What? How old she was?
Yeah. Yeah, 96.
what?
She was 96.
Oh yeah, 96. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, I keep thinking you talking about the year. I'm like, that happened last year. Why you keep saying 96? 96 years old. That was crazy. That definitely was. Oh, she lived a long life, that's for sure. And they did announce it like what hours before she passed, maybe even a
Um.
day,
That was like a that
Well,
was
a
like
no,
day
because
a
she
day.
went. She was in the house. Nah, yeah, but she was in the hospital though.
earlier.
So you can't really go by that.
Uh, to uh, text me your email address, Vita, and I will invite you.
Yeah.
I hope
All we
hope
gotta do is
Mountain
send it
Dew.
to you in the email. You can open it right on up.
I hope Mountain Dew sees this because I really want sponsorship. Come on, Mountain Dew. Come on, come on. Um, it's getting quiet. There anything
So,
else I want to say?
before we continue on with the discussion, any recaps we want to do from
That's something that some
a
people
couple weeks ago's event? You know how people show up at 8 o'clock for events that don't start till 10:30.
Listen, listen. If I would have known
She
that it
she
started
quiet.
at 10,
she awfully quiet over
I
there.
was the one driving.
yeah.
You cannot
Hey,
look at me for
hey,
that.
hey, hey.
Yo, that was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, wait, what?
All right,
I
everybody
wasn't
background real quick.
driving.
All right, everybody meet me in background real quick. We'll be right back. Um,
I'm like, wait, what?
listen,
Like,
listen,
oh, we
listen.
3 minutes. What time should we go?
We
Like
never said
10:30. Oh, we 3 minutes.
we never said what time it was starting. You never told me what time it was starting. I assumed. Yes, I said it, the words assumed. So I made an ass out of me. Um, I assumed that it was gonna be like 9 o'clock. Literally, I thought it was gonna start at 9. You know, like it closes at 2, so 9 to 2. That's a perfect time. That's 5 hours. Cool. If I would have known it started at 10:30, I would have took my ass to work, got that money, and then came the hell home. But whatever,
No,
it worked
like
out. I
it's
got to
like
do my
nah. It wasn't the fact that y'all got there early for me. It was when y'all hit me up and said, "What time should we get there?" And then I said 10:30, and then the response I got was,
We
"We're
already there.
3 minutes away." I'm like, what the hell was the point in asking me if you already there?
yeah. Well, it got your ass up out your bed and to the spot, didn't it?
Yeah, but it didn't give me time to do everything else I had to do though. Ah, see, you blew that.
No, no, blame her. Wait.
You was
Relax.
driving, she said.
Hey. Somebody gonna get there at
Nah,
9 o'clock. So
driver
that's what y'all
driver
doing.
always got to take responsibility.
All right, I'll take
Cause don't
responsibility
know,
for killing
cause
people.
don't nobody move unless the driver say move.
That's not necessarily true.
In what world? If I'm driving, we don't move until I say move.
When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that.
No,
When I oh,
when
sorry.
I move, be in the car or get left.
Yeah, yeah, that is an option.
I miss my dad. My dad.
Huh?
I can't eat. Nothing good.
Wait, what?
Oh
Here
no.
I eat.
Okay, you heard that too, right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
about to get CPS called on us.
I,
Message.
uh, yeah, I
girl,
can't eat. You not feeding them babies.
first of all,
Somebody
he just
feed ain't
left the
feeding their
barbecue.
childrens.
He just left the damn food.
Somebody ain't feeding their childrens.
He said CPS.
But now that we done covered that, let's get back to the conspiracy talk.
Yeah, but no, it was a good time. I gotta admit, it was a very good time. Everybody that was there had a good time.
Trying to
Uh,
find a good one.
got a little wild. Couple things was different, but oh no, it was fun. And I gotta give a thank you to my bro for setting everything up. Vera's was a spot, and yeah. So I'm hoping that we can do another something in like 6 months.
Quite
I
possibly.
just want to know, y'all ain't had no
What?
like no more dancers in the back or nothing. They really only had two. They was in there like the dollar store. Like what you see is what we got. Like y'all ain't got nothing stocked in the back. Like it was only two of
What?
them. You only had two
Yeah, that's all you
dancers.
need. Yeah, that's all we need.
That's all you need.
Yeah, what you think? We putting on a variety show?
I mean, it couldn't hurt to have them switch out.
Right? I mean, some every night.
All right, I'll tell you what. Do me a favor. Give me, give me like $1,000 Friday and Saturday, and I'll get you a variety.
Like you can't
That's how
fly
we'll do it.
nobody in from Miami or something. Like,
That's what I'm
Oh well,
talking.
in that case, let me get that extra 2 grand then.
like bring them in from Toronto. Apparently, it be some baddies
Give
up
me an
there.
extra, give me an extra 5 grand.
He's an extra five.
That's all.
Like,
That's all. Tommy. You don't want complaining. I'm local. I'm local. I support local businesses.
Yeah, but
Psychological operations are being conducted every day on society as a distraction to the masses just to see how we react to the stimulations.
so is that like I said, the pre-planned
you
programming?
typing too much. You typing too much, V.
Or be conducted.
People need to hear your voice.
Let me see if I can invite her or message you.
Did she give you the
As long as you
give
send
you
a
her
link,
email?
right?
And I can just look her up on Messenger. That's nothing.
Yeah, I was watching something the other day, and you know how computer chips have like the tiny little squares on them, like the conductors or whatever. They were saying that how it looks exactly how the pyramids are laid out in Egypt or wherever they're built. How they have the pyramids themselves, and then I don't know whatever structure they had next to it, but it's laid out like a computer chip. And we like, yeah, duh. The only difference is
Well,
we were connecting to the Earth, to the damn skies in a galaxy, and y'all just making stuff for a
well,
monetary gain. It's different. It's not. There's no. I don't even know.
well. I look at it like this because we were talking about the currency thing a little bit ago.
Hmm.
I saw Didi.
When Bitcoin first hit, and I wish I would have stayed with it because somebody literally gave me 10 Bitcoin, just gave them to me, and I gave them out. Like I looked it up and I didn't do my full research and I should have, but when I got them, I was asking around like, what is Bitcoin? It's really nothing. It's like this digital thing, but it's really not worth anything.
Right,
So when
that
I
part.
heard that part, yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh. So like I was just giving them out. I kept like two for myself, and like people was like, "You had how many?" And I was like, "I had like 10." It's like, "Yo, do you know how much those joints are worth right now?" So like I wish I would have did my research on that because damn, I could I could use that.
Well, that's why I got
But
these
what's that?
Pokemon cards.
I mean, unless you got certain ones,
I don't know.
No.
I don't feel like sitting going through them. I'll figure it out if I need to.
Yo, who cards you got though?
Because my nephews had one of them, so I was just buying them. But then we moved, so now I just got a bunch of cards.
Okay. Depending on which ones you got, like if you got like the Mewtwo's, like the Charizards, because I know like Logan, is it Logan I think has it. Logan
Mm,
Paul has one around he wears around his neck or something like that that
mm.
he bought for like a crazy amount of money.
$10 million.
Was it 10 million?
$10 million. They announced that on WWE. I was like, I'm not paying $10 million for no Pokemon cards. You crazy.
I mean, well, for him to do that is worth it because he spent 10 million on it, but him wearing it when he resells it, it'll be worth a lot more. So it's like one of those things. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm not doing it. Like I collect Funko Pops. I got a bunch of them, and I only collect the ones that are rare. You know what I mean? So like I got a couple of the Disney 100 anniversary one or 50th whichever anniversary it is. I got a couple of them, and even right here on my matter of fact, let me grab it. I'll show you.
No, but they have good marketing though. Oh, oh shit. Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. So I got
is that
Tom
Zoe
Brady.
Indiana?
No, it's
That's
Tom
No,
Brady,
Tom
the
that's Tom
GOAT.
Brady.
Brady.
Oh, okay, Tom Brady. I couldn't see.
That's the GOAT. Don't ever disrespect the GOAT like that.
Cause I think they got
Even though Joe Montana is, he's senior GOAT.
senior senior goat.
Because he old. He the old GOAT. So he's senior GOAT. So you know,
Now that's when he
Tom's.
turned into Billy.
I don't know who's gonna take that stash from
Now
Tom,
it's
but
Billy.
Billy. Man.
but you know, but yeah. So I collect the ones that are worth something. Like I always look them up before I buy them. So I got a lot of them. I got a picture of how many I got. Matter of fact, I'll send it to y'all on the text message so you can see it. But back to the Bitcoin thing. Once that happened, if you notice, not everybody knew about that.
I know about
And
Bitcoin. I should have
yeah,
saved
but
them.
if you from what I gather from something I was reading, it was meant to be that way because they were testing digital currency. So they were testing it, but as usual, because we don't do our due diligence and watch out for certain things because we're paying attention to dumb stuff like Love and Hip Hop and what Cardi B song is out and stuff like that. Meanwhile, all these other people, what's the old God? That's the truth.
I'm just talking about the fact that
I
Cardi
don't
B's name
know.
popped up in our stream yet again.
I mean,
Every
you
I'm
know,
single
trying to
thing
think of
her
the
name popped up.
word.
like I'm looking at it like this: if we paid attention, we'd be up on that Bitcoin stuff. But since we didn't pay attention, we got left out.
Was
If I
that
find
what's
I
out,
that word? You know how people be like spending jug money, but they'll open like a barber shop just to like get the money
a
in and out. What's
front laundering?
laundering? You sure that was not what Bitcoin was?
No, it wasn't.
You
It was
nah,
sure?
definitely not
it really
laundering.
wasn't. It really wasn't. But what I'm saying is, and
It was done in the
why
public
sometimes
eye. Trust me, it wasn't laundering.
this is this is why sometimes I get annoyed with us because it's like it's right under our nose, just like myself. That's why I'm so irritated that I didn't do my due diligence and really research it. Like we could have jumped on that wave and single-handedly gotten ourselves out of above the poverty line as a community. We could have did that. But they knew we weren't paying attention. And then look at all the top cryptocurrency holders right now that are making millions and billions of dollars. It ain't us. It ain't none of us. So it's like, damn, if we would have paid attention, like now I'm into it. Like my boy that lives out in Arizona, he's always keeping me up to date on stuff. So now I'm like watching out for it and stuff like that. But it's like, damn, imagine if I would have I was watching out for it when it first hit. Like the sky's the limit for that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But all we do is we pay attention.
Your monkey.
Further, like number one, we pay attention to stuff that's right in front of us. So if it's not right in front of us, and this is I speak from my personal situation with the Bitcoin thing, it wasn't in front of me. I heard, but it wasn't in front of me. So like the value of it, I didn't see the value. Everybody else saw the value because they knew, hey, this is going to be like a long term thing. Let's wait it out. You know what I mean? Let's see where this goes. Blah blah blah. But damn, I'm so mad. Like, I'm so mad that I just did not pay attention to none of it. And when you look at it, it's like, well, look how much it's worth now. You know what I mean? Like I think it's up to what? Like what is it now? Like $22,000 a share? Or something like that. I think it might be more. So, like after that came Dogecoin. And I really didn't pay too much attention to that, but I did jump on it. I got a few shares of that. And then I jumped on Shiba Inu.
Yep, I did too. The price of right now is at 28 grand.
But exactly. So imagine that 10 that I had. That's $200,000. Just the 10 Bitcoin I had.
Bitcoin. Oh no, it says price.
You said 20. You said 28,000.
28,000. Yep.
Imagine that.
$28,021. So at 10 bitcoins, that'd be 280,000 and a half. Yeah.
There you go. So imagine if I'd have played that out. You know what I mean?
16:29.
What's
It's almost done, right?
Or
my question for this? That sounds pretty
yeah,
good.
Like now you got there's this new thing I've been paying attention to. Like if y'all haven't heard about it, y'all might want to look into it. It's called Big Eyes. I jumped on that immediately.
Let me do it for you.
What?
And it's called Big Eyes.
Big eyes.
Yeah. They were trying to raise $30 million for it. They
Big eyes
surpassed
crypto.
that. Yeah, they surpassed that in record time. And I think they said in June the pre-sale is over, which means
June 3rd.
that's
Yep.
gonna go away. Yep, see?
33.49 million raised so far.
Yeah, so it's like with all that money raised in record time, if you jump on it now, as a matter of fact, they got a bonus for it too. I think it's like a 250% bonus that you can you use a code for, and it gives you a bonus. So if y'all decide to jump on it, just put like $20 on it. And if you want to put more, put more. But get the bonus and just let it sit there. Come June, man, listen. Like it's gonna be that crypto is gonna be crazy good when it's all said and done. So but yeah, we gotta really start watching it because a lot of this new stuff that's coming out is realistically, I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100. A lot of this new stuff that's coming out, this new digital currency and stuff like that, it's not meant for us to know about it. And we don't teach ourselves to pay attention to stuff like this. Man, like we keep sitting up here talking about reparations and this, that, and the third. Crypto could if we jump on the GameStop stock when it was out. The GameStop situation, when that popped, all of us go to GameStop. All of us bought games from
well,
GameStop. If we'd have jumped on that, yo, all we had to do was jump on it and wait for it to hit and then just bounce out of it. We'd have been so well off. Like if you watch the documentary on that, people was legit buying islands from the money they made off of that. and they sold like that because they were like, once this hit, it's gonna drop. So once it hits, I'm selling, and that's what a lot of people did. A lot of people took a chance and said, well, nah, I think it could do better because greed sets in. But we want like on that. If you watch that documentary, we ain't nowhere to be found in that documentary. That's why sometimes I'll be like, damn, we could have really did something for ourselves and made it out. You know what I mean? But we just don't, like I said, we just don't pay attention. We just really don't. And then we go, oh well, they ain't giving it. Nah, man, they don't have to. We can do it for ourselves. They don't have to give us nothing. That's why I'm paying attention to everything now.
Yeah, I don't get the NFT thing.
What are you looking at, Dane?
I'm buying some big eyes right now.
Yo, share the message, man. Like, don't just be sitting up there trying to collect on it. Share the message with the people.
What you talking about? I went to the website to go see what it was all about.
I mean,
Yeah, but then you got quiet. You should be on there like, yo, my brother, he's telling the truth. I'm looking at this. This is what I see. Like, let them know. Let the people know.
It's
Keeping
funny.
it to yourself.
I'm not keeping anything myself. I'm looking at it first. Hey. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, think about this. I got I got 25 shares of Endeavor stock. Who they just
Mm-hmm.
buy? Who did Endeavor just buy?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, that's a big one.
They own the UFC. They own the UFC, and now they own WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's why I
interested
like. That's
at
why I call my
all.
boy. That's why I call my boy all the time. Like, yo, like, what you got for me? He's like, yo, check out this. Take a look at this.
Cause that's like a
Like,
gamble to me. Yeah, I don't
yeah, but it's a
gamble.
gamble that'll pay off if you do your research. But see that like that right there, that response right there is what I'm talking about. If we don't see it right in front of us, if somebody says, yo, here's this coin, it's worth $1 million, and they just hand it to you. Unless that happens, we don't pay attention. Somebody say, yo, just put like $20 in. We'll be like, yeah, but how much am I gonna make it? How long is it gonna take to make it? You gotta wait. That's the whole point of it. It's a chance, but it's a chance that can get you
Nope.
like I'm telling you, like you saw my stock portfolio right now. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm gonna be I'm,
Does it?
I'm gonna
Does it
be
go?
I'm gonna be neighbors with Johnny Depp before this year is out. Especially with big eyes popping off the way it is. They're over 30 million. Like you seen the number, right, Dave? They over 30 million as much as they raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, he's still quiet. He ain't even passing the info. He's just still reading.
Because I gotta set up my MetaMask, John. Yeah, that thing.
See, but you gotta get the
You
information
gotta hook
out
her up.
though. He ain't telling nobody. He ain't giving no information out to nobody, yo.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I'm setting up the MetaMask because they actually do that, like create your virtual wallet, so that when you go to buy the stuff, you have it's in a virtual wallet saved to you. So I'm going through that process right now, and now it's telling me to do this
Yeah, but
secret
you
phase.
can always do that off the stream though. Like you can give the information that's in front of you
Yeah,
to the
I mean
people while you're on the stream.
it's actually doing pretty well, and it's at 33.9
Like,
million now, and I'm
like,
very
come
interested
on.
in it. And yeah, it says that you have to. Well, with them, they want a $20 deposit. I'm like, cool. They'll verify it twice before they do
Hey
anything. They're
Dame,
going
hey
to
Dame, hey Dame. Let me tell y'all something that's funny real quick. Dude
June
is on
3rd.
here talking after not saying nothing all game. Dude's talking now because now I'm like talking to y'all. So he's sitting up here talking shit now because he got the lead because I stopped playing a minute ago. Like, listen at him, listen at him, listen at him, listen at him. This I love Madden. It brings friendless versions together. You know what I mean? Like he's on here because he ain't got no chicks. I'm doing me. Y'all see what type of parties I be doing, so y'all know I'm good. But you see him, he waited to the end of the game to decide he's gonna talk. That's why I play this game, Dave. Like it's funny. But yo, while you
Listen,
reading that, get a message out to the people, bro. Like that's all
Yeah,
I'm
well,
saying.
I'm
Get a message
reading
to the
and
people.
you talking about that. The dude online. I mean,
I just said something about that. I'm telling you right
I
now.
know,
You
but
ain't say nothing to that. You ain't giving no
I'm
information out.
I was giving information. I mean, then you said,
yes, that was
hold
the
on, let me.
point too. What the guy said about the investing comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always something I kept
like
in the back of my mind too. But
yeah, yeah. I hear him
here,
talking trash
let
to
me
me
do you
too.
a favor, my man. Like, cause you
Oh yeah.
talking, like you need to really shut up right now. Like, shut up.
Guys, you guys.
You know, these
I'm,
dudes be talking like I've really be paying attention to them. Like, it's the funniest thing. Like, we talking real stuff, and he said, "Oh, you losing though," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" He started talking. Like, he really started talking after I stopped paying attention. What part of the page you on right now, Dave?
um, wait.
Are you
I'm at.
on their website or are you looking up the analytics, the stories about it? Because that's what I
I'm
wanted you
on.
to look up.
I'm on their website, and
He's signing up for it.
no, I'm on their website reading about them. Honestly, because I just did the whole looked at the thing, and it
No, but
says
that's what I'm saying. If you go on, if you Google them, you'll see
pre-sale.
the no. I'm saying if you Google them, you'll see the stories about them, the analytics about them. That's what I
Oh,
was trying to tell you.
that's what
Look
you said.
that
Oh,
up so
that
you can
information.
see it. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Yeah,
gotcha.
that's what I'm saying. If you
Gotcha.
look that up, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Yo, I'm telling y'all, like $20 will get you far with that. $20 will get you real far with it.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's over in June. The sale is over in June. Like you put $20 in there,
June 3rd.
it hits June 3rd. When they drop it, it's at 40. I think it's at what? It's at what? Zeros. I think it's at 0.0049%.
It's I tell you right
Point
now,
zero zero four nine, or I know it's 40 something.
53 point
Wait,
zero zero
say
zero
that again.
53 53 not 49. It went up,
Oh,
but it what was it again? Big eyes, right? Big eyes. Hello, you. What happened? Everybody left. I don't know. He
Right off.
think he
yeah, he
dropped
blacked
off.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if instead of investing those stocks, we invested in our communities and that
Yeah, stuff like that is always in the
investment
back of my mind because I feel like that
recycle
would
them
be
daily?
more impactful. No, it's always a selfish versus selfless thing, you know.
Hmm.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We,
Wanna put you in
I get everybody. I get everybody wants to be safe at all times, and everybody wants to do the safe thing at all times. But there's a reason why people don't mind taking risks on certain things. Because number one, if you do the research, you'll see it. You'll see that hey, if I put this $20 in and I can make back 100, why not? It's only $20. It's only $20. You get what I'm saying? Like I jumped on it
So,
when it first popped off. When they first started doing the sale, when they gave you the bonus, I jumped on it then. I didn't even realize it had went up to 53. I didn't even realize that until he just said it, which pretty much probably just happened today. But until he just told me that, I didn't even realize it went up because I hadn't even checked it. So I just looked at what I got, and I'm like, yo, this is gonna keep going up. Like I'm out. But that's all for $20. I didn't put no more into it. I'm probably gonna buy more today, but I only put in $20 to see what it is now. I'm like, damn, that was a good risk. Plus, it's
hmm.
minimum because it's only $20. I'll wipe my ass with $20. If you lost a $20 bill right now, you'll probably be like, damn, like what I do with that $20 bill? But you'll get over it quick. Now, if you lose $100, that's different. But if you lose $20, you're gonna be looking for it, like, damn, what up with that $20? And if you can't find it, like, I gotta be more careful where I put my money. But it ain't gonna ruin your day. So if I put $20 into this and then it fails, I'm like, damn, I thought I could have had something. I was only $20. That's all you got to do. Just do the research because I'm telling you, like stuff like this, when it comes around, we missed out on GameStop, we missed out on Bitcoin, we missed out on Ethereum, we missed out on all those things. Because just like that, I don't want to do that, man. I lose my money, then all of a sudden, like, and look at them, they all still sitting there high, just hitting. The lowest I seen Bitcoin was 16,000.
Yeah, this is me when I know.
Imagine if you jumped on that wave when it first happened with $20. Boom. You sitting on something that's worth 16,000 a share at the lowest. And it's the first one. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm trying, I'm trying to tell you, take $20. I'm telling you, take $20 and put it on
Still
big
trying to
eyes.
figure out how NFTs work. If all you're doing is making a picture, what's stopping people from just like screenshotting it?
Because number one, it's
Like,
not authentic. From what I understand, it's the authenticity of it. But a lot of that is based on social media too.
because
That's why you have to
again,
build your social media presence up. Because once you do that, that's what I'm saying. Like when he's talking about Logan Paul buying that car for $10 million,
mm,
because he's Logan Paul, when he sells it, it's gonna be worth way more. Now, if it was just some regular dude that nobody heard of, they'd be like, "Yo, you're an idiot for buying that for 10 million." And then he decides to sell it. I'm like, I don't want that car. Who are you? Logan Paul gonna be like, I'm Logan Paul. That's who I am. They're like, oh yeah, it's Logan Paul. Let me go. Oh, if I got the money for it, I'm buying it. Yo, it's gonna be worth more money. Nah, it's only worth money for him because his influence is up. So that's the whole thing. But we get ready, like you just said, the government wants to create their own digital currency and everything like that. Unfortunately, the founder of Cash App was murdered. The conspiracy around that is that it was probably planned because it's weird. Me and my boy was actually talking about the circumstances around that too, because he said he was like, I don't understand how a millionaire of that caliber would be out that at night by himself
mhm.
and get murdered like that. Like his last moments on this earth they said were very agonizing. Man, listen, I ain't a millionaire, but there's nowhere I need to go where I'm walking somewhere. If I
Yeah, the
had
thing
that kind
about
of money,
that,
Right, right.
like it's crazy that he was out by himself because like you'll never see Bill Gates walking nowhere by himself at night.
Did you look
I
at
think he was in
Like
like on there.
it's crazy. Like a lot of the if you notice like this is
to your face?
another feather in the cap to those who believe in the conspiracies because like if you notice like these guys are losing their lives under dubious circumstances. Like you got Jeffrey Epstein. People don't believe he actually hung himself in the cell.
This
Then
way.
you look at if you look at like Sandra Bland, people think the cops did it because they're like, yo, she seemed like she was happy. Like when they showed the footage, she seemed like she was so happy. Like why would she just kill herself out the blue? So it's a lot of stuff, but it's like when you got people like this that got all this money and then decide out of nowhere to just walk somewhere. In a
Um,
perfect world, yeah, you can walk wherever you want, but this
So
ain't a
do
perfect
you
world.
think the celebrities, you know how they got the 27 Club? I don't know what that is. Do you think some of them
You
sign
don't know what the
like
27 Club is?
I think I got a gist of it, but it's like they signed a contract
The
like
27 Club.
with their money saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna die at this age," basically, right? Saying, "Yeah, I want
Well,
to
I
be rich
mean,
and famous, but I'm also agreeing to you killing me off at 30," like type thing.
well, from what I understand, the 27 Club is those that died by the age of 27. There wasn't anything added onto it originally, then somebody came out of nowhere and added that part on that was like an agreement.
Yeah.
I only need to be famous but for so long, and then y'all can just go
Mhm.
ahead and take me out. That's something that people just added on. There's no validity to it whatsoever. I don't believe in it because
Yeah, but it can't be a
you
coincidence.
really yeah, but at the same time you got to think about the people that are in the 27 Club. What were they doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Kurt Cobain shot himself in the face. Tupac murdered in Vegas. Biggie murdered in Cali. Um, what's his name? Jimi Hendrix. They put him in there, but Jimi Hendrix died of an overdose.
Mhm.
So it's like, where's the conspiracy at? We know how they died, like, and we know what type of life they lived. Jimi Hendrix was one of the most doped up musicians we've ever seen. He loaded up on LSD, under the guns, under the headband. You know what I mean? Under his eyelids. This man was loading up. Eventually, that lifestyle it's hard to keep up with. You know what I mean? I think Janis Joplin threw up. She died of it. She died because she asphyxiated on her own vomit.
Mm.
She was going through a drug episode and she died because she threw up in her mouth and there was nobody there to get that out. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
that's why I say that conspiracy is like, I can't really go with it. But it also comes from Kurt Cobain because people believe he was actually murdered, not that he killed himself.
That's another conspiracy theory in itself. Yep.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain, right?
Yep. 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 Definitely one of them. I think Amy Winehouse is definitely one of those things too.
Um, Not to cut you off, Dane, but just to respond to James, that would be a good idea, but you got to get the money from somewhere. So if you take your money and invest in stocks and they hit, you can definitely turn it back around and invest it back into the community. But the money's got to come from somewhere. It ain't coming from. It's really not going to come from hardworking people. You're not making that much money to do that. You're just not.
You know what?
Hardworking people can give you hope. Hardworking people can give you a positive image, but they can't. It's hard financially to rebuild your community if all you're doing is going to a 9 to 5. You need that real influential money. That's why, like if you putting it in stocks and those stocks hit, you can pull that money out of the stock market and then say, "Yo, I'm building this business." Because now you got the influence, the financial influence to do that. You got the financial backing, and other people will come in and join you on that. That's why people don't know it, but Will Smith and Jay-Z, they have their own company now where if their company is in yours, if I think it's state, yeah, if they're in your state, they help you get home loans for you to buy a home. Like they handle all the cost of it and everything, and then you basically just get a mortgage that you just pay. They help you with that. So it's like that's them pulling their money out of the system and saying, yo, let's put it towards this. And then their friends are jumping in saying, yo, we'll back you. Let me give you some money for that because that's a great idea. But that's the only way it's going to happen if you get that influential money. You're right. You're right. Our funds don't have a choice but to grow, but we gotta do our due diligence and do that. Like you know what I mean? Like we gotta stop buying stupid stuff. You know what I
Or in
mean?
domestic,
Like
or to start keeping it domestic. Yep.
yeah, and we gotta stop destroying what we do have. We have to. That's another thing. And we also the most important thing. We have to be here to do it. The senseless violence and everything like that against ourselves. We have to
There we
stop. We
go.
have to be here to do that. We have to be here to
I,
do that.
I was getting tired of reading off text messages through the chat, so I invited him to join us. And his device is
He's
not
in.
connected. He has to connect his stuff first, like
Yeah,
before.
who is that?
You
James.
bringing James
Or
in?
right, yeah, that's Jay.
All right, cool, cool, cool. We need more time with James on air.
Why?
He's got some great ideas. He's got some good thoughts.
Eh, I guess. Oh yeah. All my fellow barbers out there. I don't know. I'll let James talk about that when he comes on, because that's something else we discussed in private. So I said, come on the show and talk about it. I knew it's something else I had to talk about, but I forgot because my mind is. What is he? Okay, he's gone. All right. I don't know what that was all about,
He probably
but
had to reset or something like that. If he was joining in, he was probably joining in, but he probably had to reset.
probably. He might come back. Uh, who? All right. I want to get off the conspiracy topic. I think I want to change gears, honestly, and calm me left. Uh, I don't know where I want to change gears to, because
I'm gonna change it for you,
you can try.
viewers. I'm leaving this question in there for comments. Can we please end the GOAT discussion?
Are you
Like,
talking
it's
about
ridiculous that we
LeBron?
are still having this discussion about who the GOAT is.
Talking about LeBron and
Michael
MJ?
Jordan is and will forever be the GOAT. LeBron had his shot to overtake him. He did not. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, hands down. And there's more than just basketball reasons that make him the GOAT and solidify him as the GOAT. Just so happens he was one of the greatest basketball players of all time, if not the greatest basketball player of all time. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick. He got stats that back up the argument.
Nuh-uh.
He's definitely got the
Shaq,
hardware.
Shaq was.
What?
Shaq was. Here she come wanting to get her 15 minutes in. She
Hey
said Shaq.
man.
You know what's crazy? She brings up Shaq. You know what's crazy? They did this analytics guy, this analytics professor. He broke down all the free throws that Shaq took, and he showed he showed the percentage of him making free throws and what his actual numbers are. He added on to get him up to a certain percentage of free throws made. LeBron would have never had a chance to break Kareem's record. Shaq would have already had it.
Well, what percentage did he make?
Shaq was in like I think he was in like the mid 60s, low 70s, and the guy got him up to 85%. And just him getting up to 85% based on the rate of him being fouled and sent to the free throw line, if he'd have made 85% or better, he'd have had the record a long time ago. I was like, wait, what? Like Shaq, like, damn, Shaq. So Kobe was right. R.I.P. Kobe was right. Get off your lazy ass and start putting in the work, man. Damn. That's all Kobe wanted. He just wanted Shaq to get off the couch and start, doing his thing. Join him in the gym. He could have had that.
What you do? Oh, Dad.
Man, I don't know.
What happened?
I only know a few basketball players.
Dad.
Definitely not worried about any stats though.
Let's keep it basketball. I got a question for y'all real quick. The women's NCAA finals or national championship.
Okay. This is something I've actually been
Great,
doing research behind.
great,
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
great game, great game. LSU definitely did their thing. Congratulations to them. Flip side, Caitlin Clark did her thing. It's just, LSU was just way better. I don't care how many times they played, LSU was winning that game. Like they were just a better overall team, period. But we got to give credit where credit's due. Caitlin Clark did her thing. She basically raised the national awareness on women's college basketball. And she's probably going to help the WNBA at some point. Now, what do y'all think about the so-called double standard with Caitlin Clark taunting her opponent doing the "You can't see me," waving off her the person she was supposed to guard, like she ain't nobody, I ain't gotta guard her. And then what's her name? I can't even remember her name off the top of my head for some odd reason. It's escaping me right now. But the girl from LSU doing the same thing to her and getting backlash. What's your thoughts on that?
Dame said he did some research on it.
Yeah.
He's doing it right now. That's the whole deal. He's doing it right now.
I'm really not doing research right now. I was actually about to do that. See?
That's just
Women's
society
college basketball
for
controversy. That's what I was putting up there. I was typing that into the bottom, so that's what we're talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or it's really nothing that anybody should be surprised by. It's been a norm for how long now? It's just a double standard that's still in play. That's how I see it. How one person can be condemned for the same exact behavior somebody else was praised for. They just don't like who's doing it.
You know, like the memes is doing with Caitlyn. That's her name, right? Yeah. Caitlyn.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlyn Clark did that. They were like competitive. Uh, you know, you know the meme that's up right now with all the positive words they use to describe her, and then say the other girl's name again. I forgot it. I'm bad at
Angel
names.
Reese. Angel Reese, I pulled it
Angel
up.
Reese. Where? I'm like, is it on the screen? Anyway, now they put out there thug, bad sportsman, this, that, and third, all the worst things you can. Hey, little kids, how y'all doing? All the worst things you could possibly describe a person as. Like all she did was the same thing that the other person did. So why is she a thug, but
Like,
the other one's competitive?
like
Why
my
is she
take on it is
ignorant, but the
I'm
other one is
saying.
like, come
my
on,
take
man.
on it. My take on it is this: it sucks that it had to like the media took that and made it what it is, because realistically, that's just basketball. That's
Right.
basketball.
And I was
When
trash
I
out on the court.
if I one up you, you gonna get these words. Like you gonna get these words. If I dunk on you, you gonna hear it from me. You
Hell
know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's just
Caitlin Clark came.
basketball.
Caitlin Clark came in there, telling she was the one. She was the queen of the clapback and all that stuff. It just wasn't her night. So now that it's Angel Reese's night, she get to do all that. It wasn't excessive. Now
Right.
the only pushback I would give is, and like this is and it's not so much a criticism. I knew the moment she did this to Caitlin Clark, I knew what was going to come out of that. And I was on the sideline going, yo, just don't even don't play into that. Just take the
Now,
win. You got the let. No, hold on. You got the win.
Nah.
You got the last laugh. Hold on. But let me finish. You got the last laugh. All that she did, all that taunting her opponents and all that stuff, you just silenced that. Because look at her. She walking off the court quiet. You silenced her. If you go this route, based on the history and society, we know where this is gonna go. Don't give them the ammo.
and
That's
you
the
know,
only thing.
her
Now, when it
is
happened, once it happened, though, I was pretty much like, well, that's basketball. But
right.
once I saw Twitter and the media, I was like, I knew this was coming.
But you heard what she said in response to that too.
No, I get
Y'all been
all of that. I get all of that.
y'all been calling me
Yeah,
a
I get all of
thug
that.
all year long, and then I'm gonna show you what a thug do. That's what
No,
she
she
said.
didn't say all that, but she didn't say
Basically,
all that.
basically,
But what I'm
yeah,
saying, is this.
you
What I'm
know.
saying is this. What I'm saying is this. The perception of you should not dictate how you respond to it. And when the perception of you is that, and then you do that, all you did was strengthen the perception of you. I'm not
Okay.
saying the perception is right. It's not. It's
But
wrong. I'm just saying for me, I was looking at it like, damn, she got her. You know what I mean? I was like, she shut Caitlin Clark up. She got her. And then I looked at the flip side like, damn, the media about to take this and damn. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if they won, they hug him because here's the perception right now.
That's camera.
Caitlin Clark lost. Her team lost. You know what she did when they lost? She went and gathered her teammates. She said, yo, remember this moment. We'll be back next year. Remember this moment. And as they're walking off and they're shaking hands, and she walks up to the Coach Mulvey and she hugs her. She says, "Yo, you was right about this game." The coach said that to Caitlin Clark. You was right about this game. Like you made this game more exciting. You put more eyes on this game. Nobody ever thought this game would be what it is right now, and you came along and made it happen. Congratulations to you on a great season. And she cheered. She before she got off the court, she clapped for LSU. That's the perception on her end. Not that she's the queen of clapback. Not that she got destroyed because LSU destroyed them. The perception is, look what a great sports person, a sportswoman she is. Like she's cheering that they won. She's giving them their flowers. Whereas on the other side, the flip side is they looking at Angel Reese and they're like, yeah, we said that about you, and you just lived up to it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's like, damn. You
Okay,
got
but
it. You got
nobody
it.
told
You
her not to
won
do it in the
through
first
that. But
place.
damn,
So
huh? But that's society.
nobody
We
told.
gotta. We can't deal with what if. We got to do with what is. What if is nobody would say anything. What is that they are gonna say something. That's what I'm saying. Once she did it, I already knew. I was like, damn, they gonna take away the
All right,
victory
but
from them.
check it.
They're gonna take away from
She
the
did what
victory.
she did, and she did it for a reason. I personally applaud her
I
for it
mean, I
because
could
she
see if she
basically
went
gave
up
it
and like
back
punched
to
her in the
her what
throat or
she gave to
something.
somebody
Then you could be
else.
like, that was uncalled for. But she did
Right.
exactly what she got.
Let's 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 let, let's not bring that up right now
I mean,
because that did happen.
she gave her the energy that she got from her. I mean,
Yeah, she
No,
returned
I'm
the
not mad
energy.
about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying what I knew was gonna come
But
out of it was my concern,
but
and it
that's
she did.
happened.
crazy. That's
Caitlyn didn't give her that energy though. She did it to a player earlier in the season.
Yeah, that's the
When
other
Reese
thing too.
when Reese
Yeah,
won, she basically was like, now you can't see me and look at the ring. Who got the ring? You can't see me. I got the ring.
right.
You know what I mean?
I
yeah.
don't know.
But
People just
like I said, I'm not as a
What
as
is
a as a person who loves sports and competition. I get it. I got it. But what I'm saying is, I knew what was gonna come out of that, and it's like Angel Reese is gonna get past that. She's gonna go on. She already got a ring. They can't take that from her. She's a champion. She gets to go on. But what I'm talking about is whenever this type of thing happens, then the next one that comes up gotta face that. That's what I'm
He
saying.
had to do
In a
that
perfect,
multiple times.
but
Anytime,
you're missing it. You're
anytime,
missing what I'm saying though.
I know what you're saying. I'm not missing it at all. What
I
I'm
got a
saying is
charge.
that's
Look,
been our whole life though. The
Yeah, but you
second one
can't
of
just.
us, the second one of us does something that society deems is wrong, the next person that does something in that same space, they're automatically viewed that way. Automatically.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if we take that off the table, what can you say?
You can't take it off the table if it's not in our power to take it off the table. It's other people's
It
perception. We can't
is.
control other people's
No,
perception.
no, 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 no. But hold on, you're wrong on that one because here's why you're wrong.
How?
Here's listen to what I'm saying. You're wrong on this because of this. If you don't give the energy, you can't say it.
Bro, you don't get what I'm saying then. You're not listening to me. I said
I get what you're saying.
you can't change other people's perception of you.
No, here's what I'm saying.
Their initial perception.
Here's what I'm saying. Yes, you can because here's why. Exactly. That was my whole point. They already were saying this about her. She said that. This is what y'all thought I was. Blah blah blah. Okay, well if that's what they thought you were, show them something different. You
Mm,
notice how you see what I'm saying? Show them something different. That was
no.
my only concern. I'm like as a competitor, as a person who loves sports and competition. When she did it, I was like, "Yo, she got her, yo." She got Caitlyn. Like Caitlyn can't do nothing about it. Like she got her. But then I looked at the flip side and I was like, "Damn, I know where this is gonna go. I
Oh
know where this is
well.
gonna go."
I
And
would be
what she
like,
didn't
hey,
see, and that's the problem right there. That's the problem in and of itself
but
right
you
there.
also have to.
Sometimes it's bigger than the person. Sometimes, man, it's
hey,
bigger
being
than
a
the
bigger
person.
person is overrated sometimes. Give people exactly what
Right,
they gave you.
right,
Oh,
right.
okay. Then Jesus should have never let himself get put on the cross for us then.
You should have.
And we wouldn't be here. What do you
Well,
mean?
You're
that's
not
What do
finna
biblical.
cheat.
you mean?
I don't know necessarily about that one, but that's biblical.
What do you mean? That's exactly what it is. If he said, you know what, pops, nah, I'm good. Let them have that. I ain't involved in none of that.
5 o'clock.
Where we at now? He died on the cross and washed away our sins. He don't wash away our sins. He doesn't die on that cross. Then what?
But you gotta subscribe to that religion to believe that.
Yes, I love James laughing because he knows. James is like, damn, he got
You
you.
got- but that only
Actually,
applies.
actually,
That only applies to
actually,
Christians.
my problem is I agree with you on some of that, but I'm be honest with you. You said you got to change the narrative on things, but we have done that in the past. We've changed the narrative. We sat there and went against what people said about us, and we decided to go the other route, and they still turned around and said something about us. So it doesn't matter what we do; they're going to have something to say about us. So if
Here,
that's going to be the case, then we might as well just go ahead and give them what they deserve. Why sit here and sit there
nah.
and fight? Why fight it? Because we're going to get talked about regardless.
Listen,
Regardless of
Well,
what we do or how we do it, we're going to get talked about.
We've been
Here's the deal
fighting.
though.
We've been fighting to receive the same respect that they demand for so
and th-
long,
and they're
and
not
they
going to give it
still
to
won't
us.
give it to
So
us.
Let me say this in response to that, James. Here's what I'm saying. The reason why it continues to be perpetuated. What do we present? What do we present to them? If they say we're thugs and we're uneducated and we're this and we're that, and we say, yo, let's change the narrative. The last thing we should put in the forefront, the last thing we should support, Cardi B, Young
no,
Thug, and all them and all. Oh, I'm just using an
wait,
example real quick.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna give
I
you an
agree with you.
example.
I agree with you on that. I agree
Because
with you
here's
on
what
that.
happens. Because here's what happens. When you say, if you say to somebody, if you go up to somebody, you like, yo, man, I'm a good person. I'm a person of morals. I'm all into religion. And then you like, yo, you need a ride somewhere? And they go, yeah. And they get in your car and all they hear, suck my dick. And they're going to look at you like, you a man of God listening to this? That's what you, okay. All right.
But
I guess that's what you do. And then when they get out the car, you know what they saying? How the hell you a man of God? And that's what you into. So what I'm
wait.
saying is, if that's what they thought of her, if that's what they thought of Angel Reese, shaking hands and walking off the court kills that. It kills
But
it because
but
you don't have the media storm that came after what she displayed. It doesn't happen. They're not
but
on ESPN talking about that. They're talking about LSU dominated. They won. They played a great game. Angel Reese was the player of the game. Blah blah blah. But what do they talk about Monday morning? Oh, she clapping back at it. Shannon Sharp had to come out there and say, "Yo, Shannon Sharp was on the same wavelength as y'all. Yo, she did that to everybody else. Now it's her turn. Now it's just her turn, and I'm with you. That's great. But once again, the perception was already out there, and you basically just validated it. You did. You validated it.
like I said,
How
you
you
can't go
don't?
about it.
You
You
shaking your
can't.
head no, but if
You
I say you're a thug, and then you go rob somebody, what did you just prove?
Okay, but like I said, we have examples to where they said somebody was a thug and that somebody was nothing but a troublemaker, and they were completely the opposite, and they still treated them that way, and they still killed them
Give me
to
one.
or
Give me
paid
one
someone.
example.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. You need to go on.
Well, they never said they were thugs.
No,
They
yes, they
don't
did.
want
They
to
actually
know.
called them thugs.
No,
Okay, they
first
were
of all, they
labeled
didn't
as
call them.
thugs.
Hold on. They weren't called thugs because nobody
I'm
used that
sorry.
word at that point.
They were called the equivalent of a thug back then.
Thank you.
No, they were called disruptors. And the only reason
This,
why they were hold on. The reason why they were killed off is because they lived up to what they presented. People who wanted to unite the people who had nothing to do with anything other than that. That's all it was. The FBI said because number one, what people don't realize is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X both at one point got together and said, "Yo, if we bring everybody together, they
hmm
can't do nothing with us." That's why they were killed off because they realized if he joins with him, we got a real problem.
So
They both
basically,
got killed off. It had nothing to do
what
with
they did
a
was
negative perception of them. It was just that they were a threat to the national the national establishment of what it was back then. They were a threat to that. They were a threat to uplift black people in America. You can't
like
hold
like
down the people if they're together and united.
like Dame said earlier, yeah, they were considered the equivalent of a thug back then. What a thug was back then, that's what they were considered. And because they went against that narrative, they tried to do things a peaceful way. They tried to make sure that nobody was harmed, that everything was done in a righteous way. They still got gunned down. So how you want to tell me that if we sit here and we change the narrative, we're going to get treated better? No, we don't. We sit here. We even now today, we sit here. A cop comes up to arrest us. We sit there, we abide by the law, we put our hands up, we tell them we're not going to do nothing, and they still gun us down. But we're not acting like thugs, but they shoot us down like we're
Hold
thugs.
up.
So how you going to tell me by changing the narrative,
Let me ask you a
things are
question.
going to change?
Let me ask you a question real quick. How often does that happen?
Frequently,
The police shooting black people. How often does it happen?
You
frequently.
know,
No,
like every
no,
six
wrong,
months,
wrong,
yeah,
wrong,
every day.
wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You are,
It
this is what I'm
happens
talking about when
too
it comes
much.
down to the no. This is what I mean when I'm talking about the media itself. This is why I said that about Angel Reese. Y'all will see what happened to Trayvon Martin, and then in that same week they'll show you footage of somebody else. Have y'all ever looked at the timestamps? Because I did, and I was like, well, why y'all showing this now?
So all right, so
Y'all will see. Y'all will see. Hold on. Y'all will see four black guys in a week get gunned down by the police and never look at the timestamp. Trayvon Martin will happen in 1 year, and then they'll show you footage of another black guy getting gunned down 6 years prior. But because you're seeing both of them, hold on. But because you're seeing both of them happen in the same week, y'all assume that these two people got gunned down that same week. No, the media is manipulating things. It makes you believe that it happens more often than it does. Because as long as I show you enough examples, you'll ignore this one piece of the puzzle, which is when did it happen, and you'll think, damn, they just killing us left and right. Remember that 1 year we all thought,
But
damn,
it's
they
the
just
fact that it
gunning us
happens.
down every day.
It's the fact that it happens at all. That's why I say too often. The fact that it happens at all is a problem. Period.
Okay, but we can also say that police
Dismiss
officers
my
do kill.
dismiss my comment.
I didn't
But
because if you're
that's
gonna act like that, I can walk.
that's dismissive. That's a state. That statement is
It
not what
wasn't dismissal. I said, but at the same time, I'm acknowledging by saying, but at the same time, we can also say that they gun down white people too. They gun down everybody.
okay,
I want accountability across the board. We only address it when it's us, but we don't address when we kill each other, though, right?
wait. Okay,
address
so
it.
let's
See what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It doesn't
let's
happen
do
as often as you think.
let's do it like this, okay? I won't talk about what I've seen on the media. I won't talk about what I've seen on the news. How about I talk about what just happens to me? How about I
Go
do
for
that?
it.
How about I talk about when I'm driving somewhere, I get pulled over because it's nighttime, my music is low, I'm not speeding, but because I happen to drive by a white cop, I get pulled over and they tell me, oh yeah, I pulled you over because your brake light is out. Well, I know my brake light is not out because I work on cars. So I know my brake light is good. I fixed it, but you still want to pull me over. But because my license and registration, wait, because my license and registration are
No,
good,
I just put my hand
you
up. I
can't
just put
really
my
do
hand up.
nothing. Okay, you can't do nothing to me. Or how about when I'm in Cherry Hill and I'm driving just to go food shopping, a cop pulls me over because you were speeding on the highway. I literally just turned onto the highway. So how you gonna tell me I'm speeding? You turned onto the highway the second I did. Or how about when I'm in a car accident and um because there's two cars involved, the white person and me are involved, the cop automatically says, oh well, it's your fault because you were following too close, or it's your fault because you shouldn't hit the brakes the way you did. How about when that happened? And these are all things that happened to me in 1 year. So
I got an
what about in
example.
those instances?
I got an example myself. When I was working for the delivery place, I won't say their name because that thing. Working for
Right.
the delivery place, I went to go deliver a package. Dog bites me on my arm. You know what they did? He walked up to the person who owned the dog and said, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the one that got bit by the dog. Why y'all going to talk to her first?"
Mhm.
Then
So
they went inside the house with the lady, had a full blown discussion with her. Then after they talked to her, they came over there. It's like, "What happened?" Wait, I'm the one that got bit by the dog. Why aren't you talking to me,
right.
the victim, first? You went in there and got the owner of the dog's statement first. Then came outside to talk to me. Does that seem like due diligence?
I
Is that
can't.
how it's
I'm
supposed
gonna
to
be
do?
honest. I'm gonna talk to. I'm gonna speak to James in a second, but I can't speak to what you're talking about then because I've never heard that from you. So I'm just not even gonna play
I'm
that game.
telling you, I'm telling you it now. Does that sound like that's the right thing to do?
I I guess I don't know, but James,
So
what I would want
you
what I
guess
wanted to
it's the
ask
right thing
you,
to do?
I'm not addressing it at all, honestly. Like I'm not. I've never heard that before from you, so I'm not addressing it. Um, James, how often did that happen to you?
Like I said, that was just 1 year of my life. I'm not going to go back and play every single time it happened because
No,
these things are
I'm
all
just asking
judged.
how
But
often does it. No, I'm just asking how often does that happen.
The fact
I'm
that
gonna
it
be
happens.
honest
I'm
with
not
you.
asking when.
How often? I would say, not trying to exaggerate. I would say at least once every 6 months.
Because here's what I'm going to say to you, because we can do the anecdotal thing.
Mhm.
I have never experienced any of that. And I live out here. I'm out here dealing with the same cops you just said. You said Cherry Hill, right?
Right.
I'm out here every day, ripping and running, leaving the club late at night. I ain't been pulled over. I got 10 on my truck. I ain't being pulled over. I'm actually going to take it off. I ain't been pulled over for it. Notice and remember, it used to be they pull you over for that tent, right?
Hmm.
They look for any reason to pull us over, right? Haven't gotten
Yeah,
one
but
ticket, hadn't been pulled over for speeding. Matter of fact, I'll even do you one better. You said your brake light, right?
yeah.
My one light, I just got it fixed. I've been driving that truck for 3 years. I just got that backlight fixed. I've never been pulled over for it. At night, leaving the club where there's nothing but cops sitting there in the parking lot. They've never pulled me over and said, "Yo, man, get that light fixed." They've never pulled
But
me over and gave me a ticket for any of it. So I'm just
so
saying, like, we can do anecdotal, but I've never had to deal with any of that at
right,
all.
you've never dealt with it. Which I'm not saying like, oh well, you don't understand. No, you never been through it, which is I'm happy for you. You never went through it.
No,
But
I'm
being
not.
that
I'm just
somebody
speaking
has,
to.
right,
No, I was just speaking to. That's why I asked you how often does it happen. I'm just speaking to. It doesn't happen like that. We
to
let the
you,
media manipulate. No, no, no. I'm just
what,
saying. Period. Because we're two people. We're two people. So if we look at the rate,
right.
if I say it never, it hasn't happened to me, but you say every 6 months.
So
If you
it's
look at that rate,
50-50.
it's not high. It's not high.
It's,
So what I'm saying,
if you
you
go
said
by
every
two
six
people, it's
months.
50-50.
But wait a minute,
Yeah,
you said it happens once every 6 months. So if it happens twice,
I
right?
would say
It
about,
happens
yeah.
twice. That's a whole year. And you
Well,
had to deal with the cops twice in 1 year. That's
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying.
for
So that
that.
means so that
I
means
said
so between the two
for
of
that
you,
instance,
yeah. But
right?
I'm just
Because
saying between the two of us, if I've never had to deal with it and you had to deal with it twice in 1 year, that means it happened twice between the two of us. It happened twice in 1 year. Nobody, if you told people that, they'd be like, oh, well, sometimes it
yeah,
happens because it's
but
not.
then you,
If we both said it happened a lot, now it has
but
more credence because they'll be like, well, it happened to you a lot. It happened to you a lot. So
well,
yeah,
see that that's it.
I think that's what it is.
But now you gotta take it like this. Okay, yeah, I can say once. I can say twice every year, right? Twice a year, right? Now let's go back to it's literally been twice a year and not more ever since I started driving. See, now that number adds up. You asked me one time. I gave you one time. I gave you one year.
That's all I could do was ask you.
Wait, so that's what I'm saying. So if I told you, okay, it's twice a year since I've been driving since I was 16. That number sounds a
Okay.
lot different now, don't it? And it's for the same
Wait,
thing. Like
say
it's
that.
literally
I
for
didn't hear that last part. I had to adjust my earphone. I didn't hear the last part. Go ahead.
I said it's a different thing. If I tell you it's been once a year since I started driving at 16. That number it sounds a lot different now. And if I tell you that I've been pulled over for the same exact thing every single time, that's the excuse they give every single time, then it becomes a monotony. Like, why are they pulling you over for the same thing? And like, you have different cars, you drive at different times during the day. Why is this always happening? It becomes a little bit different.
Well, here's what I would say, and I'm not putting. Wait, is everybody still here? Okay. I'm not putting this on you because if it's race, if them pulling you over is dependent upon your race, they're wrong.
Yeah.
But that's where you should be reporting it.
Well, at the time when it first started, we weren't doing recordings like that, and I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no. But you could report it.
Oh yeah, I've
You could
reported it.
because you could be helping somebody else.
But here's the thing: I've reported it numerous times. Nothing happens. And the thing, and I know I could also probably record it now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to start
Man,
being one of those people, but I can't do it. I'm not the phone person. I'm just not that dude.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm just talking about the reporting. The phone thing. That not everybody's gonna do that, and I get that part. But what I'm saying is, if you want to, you can file a complaint.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you say since you've been driving since you were 16, right? So
Right.
since I've been driving, I got pulled over in Maple Shade for actually speeding, and I was. I got pulled over in Pensacola for speeding, which was weird because we generally like Damien never really drove in Pensacola when we lived there, but when I was
Uh-huh.
there and I drove around, I only got pulled over one time. We never really had to deal with the cops like that because we lived there. But I got pulled over once. I got abandonment tickets for a car that I was waiting for my tags. I got abandonment tickets and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Not one time did I ever think, oh well, they probably did that because I'm black.
Right.
I was waiting on my tags. Like I didn't have tags in the car. I
Yeah,
was waiting for the car for
I'm,
the
I'm,
tags to come in.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been pretty much all my life. I've been a law supporter. I've supported the cops and everything. And I always look at it like, why are they pulling me over? Even I'm not gonna say anybody's name. I was even pulled over one time with a white friend of mine, and
Hmm.
they pulled us over because they said The car looks like a car that was descripted in an activity. I said, okay,
Okay.
cool. Then they said, well, yeah, the two of you fit the description. I'm like, a
Hmm.
black and a white guy, a fat black guy and a skinny white guy, like that fits the description. Like, so a fat black guy broke into a house, ran his fat ass out the house, jumped in the car with the skinny white guy, and took off. And
Mm.
this car fit that description. And they go, yeah. So then, they're reading us all our stuff, whatever. So the call comes in, and they say we caught the people. I said, okay. I'm like, well, since they caught the people, do we fit that description? No, it's two white guys. But because, like I said, it was a black guy in the car, I'm like, I try not to play it off. I try not to make it a race thing. I just can't stand all that.
Yeah.
But after a while, you kind of sit there
I
and be
mean, when
like,
it
well,
is, it
wait a
is.
minute.
But when it's not, we got to let it
Right,
go.
right. But even I'm gonna tell you the truth. Every time I've been pulled over, anytime they say anything to me, I never wanted to look at it like that. I always wanted to say, they're just doing their job. They're keeping the roads safe. That's how I want to figure it. But like I said, even if you get pulled over, like I said, 2 times a year, let's say you get that for 5 years for the same exact two things. If you got
Hmm.
pulled over for 5 years for those same exact two things, now I'm talking about in those 5 years, you've had four different cars. Okay. Each car was brand new when they pulled you over. So you knew absolutely nothing was wrong with it. Like it literally just came off the lot. What would you
Yeah.
start thinking after a while? You'd be like, hold up, but it's gotta be me, but I know I was following the law. I know I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I know the car's in perfect condition. It's gotta be me. You have to think that. So it's gotta be me because
I
this
mean,
is beyond coincidental.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying 100%. Um, when I'm going to speak to what you just said, that possibility is there. It's always there.
Right.
It's always there because of the history of us as people in America. It's always there.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's why I said when it is that, we got to call it out. When it isn't, we got to stop trying to make it be that because we have a habit of
Right.
doing that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we'll speed, get pulled over. Oh, you pulled me over because I'm black. No, I just clocked you doing 70 and a 50.
Right. Yeah.
Here, look,
If
here it is right here. But
yeah,
we'll go with the no, it's because I'm black, and it's like, yo, look, you were doing
right.
70 and a 50, so we'll keep doing
Right.
that. But so when you're saying that, I can go with you on that. That's always a possibility. We can always have that possibility. But
Yeah.
sometimes we gotta take accountability and say, well, did I do something? We
Right.
never do that.
And no, that's not true. I'm not gonna say we don't.
Yeah,
I can
we
only speak
don't.
for I can only speak for self. If I get pulled over, right, and let's say I'm going a little bit over the speed limit. I know I'm speeding. You know,
Hmm.
I get pulled over. Cop pulls me over. He comes up. I'm like, "How you doing today, officer? How can I help you?" He says, "License and registration." I say, "Cool." You tell me why you pulled me over. I know in my head. I say he pulled me over because I was speeding, right? So I'm cool with that. I'm ready for that speeding ticket. But when he comes up and says, "Yeah, I pulled you over because your brake light is out," what? So
I,
you didn't clock me speeding. You pulled me over because a brake light is out that isn't out because the car is literally just off the lot yesterday. That's why you pulled me over. Like, come on, like you had a legitimate reason to pull me over and give me a ticket, but you chose to do the brake light thing because it's the easiest thing you can say that the person can't readily notice because they're not in the back of their car. Like, isn't that kind of stupid though?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, I'll give
Um,
you another. I'll give you another situation where I think that kind of comes in too. If two cars are driving down a lane together, side by side, one person's black driving, one person's white driving, who gets pulled over?
whoever's closest to the cop.
I don't know. Whoever lost the
Like,
race.
like as soon as you started, as soon as you started that statement, as soon as he started that statement, I
That's what I was
knew where he
waiting
was
on.
going with it.
I was actually waiting for that answer to come out. It wasn't about race. It was a joke, but whatever.
Yeah, but
Jay Jay was with me. He was like, whoever lost the race, right? Jay was with me.
that's fine.
But,
Yeah.
But what
no,
I'm
see,
saying is, what I'm saying is that
Uh, don't judge me.
God, you're
I'm hungry.
wait. Don't judge you. I didn't judge you.
I'm just saying.
he's look because
I
you're
was
eating on
talking.
camera.
Don't judge
I'm
me.
about to say I didn't say nothing. I didn't even say nothing.
Nah, he's
I'm just
scarfing his
Um,
fat face on camera.
saying.
like getting
I've
back to
never
the
been
topic
called
at
fat in
hand.
my
Like
life.
I like here's my thing. Here's my thing. Getting back to the college basketball thing.
Hmm.
The reason why I felt the way I felt about it is because I knew what was going to come out of it. If you think about it, we sagged our pants. We wore Timberland boots. We braided our hair. We wore the do rag. We wore the hat backwards. All of that contributed to us being called thugs. All of that contributed to us being labeled in a negative light. But when
But
everybody else did it, it became trendy.
right,
So
that's what I
everybody,
was just about to say. We're
so what I'm
thugs for
saying
doing
is,
these things, but they're
I got
they're
you.
trendy or
But
they're
here,
trying to find
I got,
themselves.
and
What?
I'm with you, and I'm with you. But here's what I'm trying to say: when you want to change the narrative about you, when you want to change the perception, you kind of move you move in a certain way. Like you move away from what they stereotype you as. But when like the example I gave about like the rap music that we promote, the TV shows that we predominantly turn up the ratings for, those are all indicators because like you say you're about one thing, but then you you basically participate in another. You know
Right,
what I mean?
but
It's like
see,
it's a drug dealer syndrome. It's a drug dealer syndrome. Yeah,
this is
that
the
drug that.
issue.
What,
Wait, but this
but let me finish this. Let me just finish this real quick, and I'll turn it right over. What I'm saying is, if you look at Frank Lucas, yeah, he was out there giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving Day. He was paying people's rent and stuff like that. How many bodies was in the street from the drugs he was selling? So that's what I'm
okay.
trying to say. You say you're one thing, but then we see what the other side of it is.
All right,
So you
but
got to
see,
get away from that. Jay-Z
right,
used to be that. He got away from it.
but wait, see here's
What's the
the
perception
issue.
of him now?
But this is the issue, though, right? Because
Hmm.
I'll say 90% of the time, they see us and they automatically make that judgment call that
Yeah,
we're thugs,
yeah,
right? That's
yeah,
just from perception, not from anything that you've done, not for your loud music. Just because they see you, they automatically put that assumption on you.
yeah.
And then even if they come up to you like,
Which
oh,
is wrong.
again, I'm right, but I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm gonna sit there. I'm a church going guy. I'm a leadership in my church. I'm doing leadership things in the community. I'm nowhere near a thug. I don't drive around listening to rap music. I don't have my music blaring all loud. I don't have rims on my car. I don't have none of that. I don't have tinted windows. None of that stuff. I drive clean cut. Like my music stays low. But they'll see me and they'll see, oh, that's a thug. Just from looking at me through my
Yeah.
window, I'm a thug. And then when they come up to me, I'll talk to them. I speak eloquently. I know the vernacular they're going to use, and I give it back to them. And then they sit there and they call me, oh, he's a smart ass thug. I'm still a thug, even though I spoke to them in language that they readily understand. I spoke to them knowing their training and what phrases and things that they use. I gave everything that they use back to them. I'm still considered just a smart ass thug. I'm still a thug. Why? It's
Ready for
just
the
from
answer?
perception. It's just from perception.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know where most of that perception comes from? If I could find it, I'm gonna send it to you. There was a study done, not in
Mm,
America. There's a study done
mm.
around the world. You realize that 70% of the world's population looks at us a certain way based
Yes,
on based on how we portray ourselves on television and
yes,
movies.
yes.
So wait a
That's
minute.
it.
If
It
we're
doesn't
trying
make
to
it no
tell
better
people,
for
but
us.
wait, no, exactly, because we get it all over the world. White people are the most disrespected people on the planet. Don't let's just
Exactly.
not get that
Yes, we
twisted.
are. Yes.
But hold on. Here's the thing, though. If you want to get away from a certain perception, if you want to change the narrative, you have to change. You have to change the perception. You can't. We can't. We can't sit up, I don't want to use them right now, but I'm gonna use them. We can't sit up there and ignore Will Smith's performance in concussions and not show up and support him financially by going to the theater and paying for a ticket. But then
Right,
every time you look up, Tyler Perry's got a Medea movie, and we show up in droves for that.
right,
Because guess
right,
what ends up happening? Because guess what ends up happening?
right. But
Everybody outside
also,
of the United hold on. Everybody outside of the United States don't see concussions. They see Medea, and they see that we
right,
showed up for it, and we're hitting
right.
that. We're making him $100 million for coonery buffoonery. But Will Smith dropped 25 million to make concussions, and he only got 20. He only made 2 million off of it.
Right, and I'm gonna
He
go
ain't
in
getting no
agreement with you.
award. He's not getting no award for his performance in concussions. But Medea had the #1 movie soundtrack.
Right, I mean, I'm
That's
gonna
what they
give you,
see.
but I'm gonna go in agreement with you because saying you have great people out here who are doing wonderful things, great black people who
Yes,
are
yes,
stand up people, but the world doesn't
yes.
see that. The world sees Cardi B's, Nicki Minaj,
There you
Meek
go.
Mill, Rick Ross. They see all these people because they're influential and they get all over the world so they can be screened. They got instead of seeing people who are standing up doing what they should be doing, you got people watching shows like Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Not to cut you
That's
off.
what the world, huh?
Not to cut you off, but you said a key part. You said a key part in there. You said
Hmm.
they're influential.
Right.
Who are they influential to?
That's the funny
Us.
part.
Because
No, no,
because
no,
we're
no. Wait,
no because
that's the
I'm
funny
saying
part.
I'm just saying this. If they can't influence us, think about this for a second. I just talked about the way we used to dress and how we were labeled. But
Hmm.
we did all of that. We dressed a certain way, and then
Right,
clothing companies that didn't rock with us from the jump, they decided that, well, wait a minute, all the white kids started to dress like that. Maybe there's a market for that. We
right,
influenced that. So if
right.
we're
But
like,
no,
yo, we not rocking with Cardi B. We not rocking with her. We ain't into that stripper music. We going over here. We gonna listen to this good music over here that's talking about positivity and all this other stuff. If we do that, what does everybody else do? They follow our trend, and then all of a sudden you got them rocking to Tyler Quelly and all these other artists. They're not listening to Cardi B no more. And guess what she ends up doing? Going back to the basement trying to figure something else out.
right. But
You
here's
see
the
what I'm
thing,
saying?
though.
We influence
But,
every facet of life.
wait. Here's the thing, though. Because the thing is, they're not influential to us because we're not the ones giving them the money. They're not making those billions and billions of dollars from us. They're making it from overseas. The other people who are seeing them. Half of us don't listen to these people. Half of us don't. Okay, but
No,
but
you're not wrong
because
about the finances. You're not wrong about the finances.
right,
But
but
it's us that make people want to go listen to that music. It's us.
wait, that's the thing. It's not us. What it is they over there think that we listen to it. So they're like, oh, we
Why?
want to be like them. Because, like you said, the media says that we're listening to it. Even though we're something like,
No, 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 no,
I
no.
don't listen to
It's
that
not
shit.
that. It's not that the media tells them we're listening to it. It's that the media shows that we're listening to it.
Because it shows certain people. Yeah, but like,
Hold on,
that's what I'm
hold on.
saying. Like they show.
Do you realize? I don't know if you saw the report, the interview that they did with this. Oh, that's my headphones. My bad. The interview that they did with the CEO of TikTok, right? He's
Mhm.
on there, and they said, would you let your daughters be on TikTok? He said, absolutely
No,
not. At least not in. He said, at least not in America. He said,
right,
why? He said, what we show over there and what y'all show over here, vastly different.
exactly.
Vastly different. And they said, yeah, we had an investigative reporter that went undercover about that. Everything they show over there on TikTok is educational, uplifts the
Mm-hmm.
family, and gets
Mm-hmm.
kids ready for their futures. They're on the right track based on TikTok. What are we showing on TikTok? 14-year-old girls twerking,
Mm-hmm.
and who's telling them they should be twerking? Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and all these other ones.
Right.
I like Nicki, but Nicki's involved in that too. So it's like if we stop making these things so cool, then other people stop. We influence way too much. We don't even realize the influence we have on things. We said that rock and roll wasn't cool no more. And guess what? White kids said, well, they don't listen to it. Must not be cool no more. I guess rap is the thing. Because then they came over to us and they went, yo, what are you listening to? Oh, I'm listening to Rakim and Run DMC. Oh, yo, that's dope. And then what did they do? They went home with that music, and what did their parents say? We don't listen to that in our house.
Well,
That's
this is
what
it.
ended up happening. Their kids became influenced by us to the point where they disobeyed their parents just so they could be cool.
right. But
So what I'm
see,
saying
the
is, if
issue.
we take our influence and we say, "Yo, we not supporting that," what can the media show then? Because they
Well,
can't
see,
show
this.
that we supporting the ratchet stuff.
Yeah, they still can. They still can, which is what they're doing now.
How?
Like I said, the thing about half of us, like I said, don't even listen to that stuff, right? But the media and the cameras catch the ones who do, and they will play them over and over and over again, keep
That's
showing them doing it,
that's what I'm.
and that's what everybody sees. So that's what everybody's focusing on. But if they were here, they'd be like, wait a minute, that is not like this. Is like people I know people in other states. They hear, oh man, you're from Canada. Oh man, that place is bad. That place is horrible. Then they come here,
Yeah,
they're like, wait a minute, this is nothing. Like this is nothing like the news said, because the news only shows the
the bad,
asinine things.
the bad. So what I'm
Right.
saying is, but that's what I'm saying. I've been saying since day one of this podcast that we need to have a collect. We need to have a responsibility to the collective. So when you bring up that, they'll show that one person who listens to that and show it over and over and over again. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
they can only go but so far with that because if you have a few people that you can show, the rest of the world will go, well, what about the rest of the people? Because that's like a couple of people. What's everybody else listening to? But when you can show a majority of the people listening to the same stuff, that's where the influence comes in. So if we have that responsibility and we say, yo, we're tired of that because y'all use that to make us look a certain way. We not rocking with that no more. And we come together and we stay away from it. What can they show? Nothing.
No,
Nothing. It's
no.
just that we don't feel responsible to each other.
Well, see that, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, and
Not
you
always
know this
everybody else.
yourself.
Sometimes we gotta look at us.
I know what. Here's the thing. Here's something you know this from history itself. There's always, and I don't know why we are like this, but there's always going to be that one person, that two people who's
Yeah.
going to be that sellout, who's going to be like, hey, you
And
want me
yeah,
to do
I'm
this?
with you. Yup, you're right.
You,
You're right.
if you're going to give me the money, yeah, I'll do it. And then they'll show them people, and you can loop them. You can put them in different situations. You can put them in disguises, and they'll keep showing them over and over again. Everybody's going to think, oh, that's how everybody acts. No, it's not. That's
You're
not
right.
what's going on. But they will keep looping that because we got the assholes started to say that. But we do. We have the ones who sit there and say, "Hey, if you're going to give me money, I'll do whatever. I'll dance like I'll dance like Mr. Jangles. I'll do it." Like
But this is
what
what
the
I'm
hell?
saying. This is why I use the Will Smith Tyler Perry thing because you can keep putting out that we love Tyler Perry. You can keep putting that out there, right? But
Hmm.
if we turn away from it and they keep putting that, nah, this is what they into, this is who they are, and then we start saying, no, this is who we're about. This is what we're about. I'm only using concussions and Medea movies as an example, even though it's actually very profound. What I'm saying is, if we prop up a movie like Concussions, something with some substance, something that shows that an immigrant from Africa came here and discovered something that nobody else could see, CTE, the situation going on with the NFL. This man did that. Will
Hmm.
Smith did a phenomenal job in that movie. I've watched that movie. I still watch that movie. If I ever get a chance to watch it, I'm like, yo, I want to watch it. It was so good. I want to watch it. His performance was so good. That was the year. Remember, Actor So White when Jada was mad that he didn't get nominated for the movie. That
Yeah.
people, we fail to realize. Just a side note, we fail to realize that it's not just your performance that gets you in the category of best actor. It's also your
Mhm.
ticket sales. We keep
Right.
failing to realize that. If we don't
And
show up, Medea's movies are not getting nominated for anything. If they were,
oh
they'd be winning all the time because we always
oh,
show up for it.
but they're also the quickest to be shown to other people to say, yeah, this is how black people act. They do that.
But this is what I'm
They use
saying.
that.
But this is what I'm saying.
Look,
We prop
that's
up the
just
good.
right.
We can do
Look,
that. We can change it. If we prop up the good, they're in the Medea. They're in the Medea. That's who they are. And then we come out, no, we're not. This is what we're into. Now they look at it and
right.
go, oh, this is an African American who came to this country and became a doctor and solved the problem within $1 billion organization. That's a
Right.
very positive outlook of a
It,
people.
it is, but here's the thing: we have a lot of people who do that, right? But I'm gonna use this example. There was a movie, and I don't like to speak ill of the dead. I really don't. I think the actor was Ving Rhames.
Bing Rames.
Um,
Oh, he's still alive, baby.
I don't, no. I think no, it's the other guy, the other big guy.
Michael
So
Clark Duncan.
there you go. So
Green Mile.
the, no, 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 no. So here's the thing. A
Okay, sorry. Go
couple of
ahead.
years ago, um, he there was a lot of black movies coming out, a lot of black directors, a lot of black actors doing things, right?
Hmm.
And they were all like empowering us, right? And then he turned around and he did the Planet of the Apes movies, right? And
Okay.
he was asked during the interview, by a black person, why would you do a Planet of the Apes movies knowing that that's what they call us? And he gave the ignorant answer that a lot of these, not a lot, but some of these black people give. They paid me to do it. Like, no, why would you set us back? Why would you do that?
That's I.
That-
I have to push back on that. I have to push back on that. Here's why.
don't tell me you
It's a
like the movie.
movie. It's a
It is a
movie.
movie. It is a movie, but it
No,
is
no, 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 no.
still.
I'm saying this because we just talked about the fact that when we see something for what it is, we got to call it what it is. If it's not, then we got to let it go. This is one of those situations you got to let it go. The man got to check the plane of movie. If you want to try to turn that movie into something racial, that's crazy. It's not. It has nothing to do with racism.
It, listen, me
It
myself,
doesn't.
like
It has nothing to do with racism at all.
well, no. This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the movie is about racism.
So a
I'm
black person
going.
shouldn't be in it because it's AIDS.
The reason to why, like I said, I brought it up is because it was during uh, kind of a sensitive time, and to play something that we are already being called, like we're called monkeys, we're called apes by other people. So for you to portray that, it does put a negative taste on things. I'm not saying that the movie
Well,
was racist. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not
no, I'm
saying that
just
the
saying
movie was
because
racist.
I don't know if I saw that one. So help me out a little bit. Um, what was his character in the movie?
He was an ape. Like he
So
put the ape costume
he
on, the paint, and
voiced.
everything. No, he got in the costume. He was in the costume, so he played an ape.
I don't even remember him being in that movie, honestly.
He was, and like I said,
No,
to me,
I don't not believe that he was. I just don't remember him being in it. Um,
I get where you're headed. I see where you're like
but see,
kind of
but
going back
see,
and forth, but
because here's a counter to that. Here's what be my counter to that.
uh,
For black people to get mad at him and say, "Why would you be in a movie when they call us apes?" First of all, we all recognize, we all say that we're the closest. We're all humans are the closest. Their closest brethren in another species is monkeys, gorillas, and apes. So
yeah,
that
scientifically, yes,
invalidates
yes.
that. Yeah, so that invalidates that. But then it's like he gets an offer for a role in the movie, but he shouldn't take it because we feel like it's racist. But then when he doesn't get a job, when he doesn't get a job to do anything else, then we'll be sitting there going, "Well, damn, we ain't got no movies for us." So it's like, yo, you can't win.
Yeah,
You
that's and
can't
that
win.
well, that's been my point the whole time. We
You
can't
can't
win. That's what I
win.
was saying earlier. You can't. It's impossible to win for us. It's impossible. We can't. That's what I was talking about. Changing the narrative. It's impossible. There's always going to be something negative, regardless of what we do. So instead of us worrying about what people are going to say about us and worrying about people investing in us, we need to just invest in ourselves.
Hold
That
on
way,
one
the
second.
money is going to stay within us and it's going to recycle.
I can see your point of view as far as that goes.
Oh,
I agree.
now you,
Like we do
now
need
you
to.
back in, now you
I've been
back in
here
the
the whole time
conversation.
listening. Like I had to step outside and do what you're doing because because I kind of a little bit what's the word, frustrated. Yeah, frustrated.
It's a frustrating topic.
Not really. I can talk about this all day. I just happen to get a little bit frustrated. I had to go walk away for a second.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
all I'm
understandable.
all, I'm- all I'm saying is that sometimes this Market Clark Duncan thing is blowing my mind right now. It just is. It's blowing my mind because of this reason. we say we want opportunity, we get opportunity, and then we don't want the opportunity that's given to us because we feel a certain type of way. We got to stop with this
Right.
feeling type stuff. Like this clown world that we're in right now is very annoying because it's always based on how somebody feels. He was offered a
Yeah.
movie role. How are we upset that? Are we upset that any of the white actors had to portray a monkey? No, we're not upset about that
No.
at all. But we
Yeah, we're not
recognize that
upset.
the closest species to us is apes. But
Right.
Michael Clark Duncan playing an ape is racist, and it's like, yo, like that man got offered a movie role.
Exactly.
He got offered a
I'm
movie role.
like I said that's what I said. I'm not, and
I'm not
I'm
speaking
not
about.
knocking him.
I'm not speaking to you. By the way, I'm not speaking to you personally.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah, yeah.
like
I know.
that like the rhetoric around it is like, yo, like we asked for opportunity to be represented, but then
Uh huh.
a multi-million-dollar movie at that, comes along. They
Uh
say,
huh.
hey, would you like to be in this movie with us? And then the people, and then we go, nah, you should do that, man. That's racist, man. Like they call us monkey. Well, we say that we're the closest thing to apes, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Universally,
Right.
it's recognized that humans are the closest things to apes. Apes are the closest things to humans. So for him to
Uh
play that role and then we try to spin it and turn it into a racist thing, it's like, whoa, let's pump the brakes, please. That's not racism because he could have turned it down if he wanted to.
Right. That's what I said. I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
not saying you
saying.
personally. Yeah, I'm not
Right.
saying you.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's what I'm putting out. I'm not saying that I thought it was racist, but I'm saying what was brought up because this is how things
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Things, like I said, things gonna be brought up regardless of what we do. We can sit there. Look at the movie Color Purple. One of the
yes.
most beloved movies, right? But how much
Hmm.
criticism do we got for saying, "Oh, why did they play that role? They took us back to times and they made us sound ignorant." It's a movie,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was a movie that it was a majority black cast. Yet we're
yeah.
mad because of the way they played the roles. We
Like
got represented in the movie fully. Like it was one of the
Black
few
Panther.
movies. No. Listen. At the time, it was one of the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
movies that had only black cast. Okay, instead of
Along with
us
Harlem
looking at
Nights.
that, I'm gonna say, instead of us looking at that, even Harlem Nights, they had something to say about that. Instead of looking at it and saying, "Hey, we're getting represented. We have an all black cast. They're doing their thing. They're getting paid for it." No, we want you to say, "Oh, you're doing this, and you're making it sound racist. And you're making it sound stupid." No, look at what's being done. We're getting represented, but you still want to
But like,
criticize.
here's my issue. I don't remember. I can't remember who it was. It was a random caller, but I can't remember the DJ that was on Power 99 at that point. But they were. It was when The Matrix came out, and there was a caller who called in, and he said one of the most profound things I've ever heard a black person say on the radio, pertaining to us and representation of us in in the movie industry. He said, "When are we going to make a Matrix? When are we going to make a Matrix for us? We keep sitting up here going to these movies that make us look stupid, that play up the stereotypes. We keep doing the
Mhm.
typical hood movies. That's the movies we keep supporting. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And the point of and what I took out of that, what I extrapolated out of that is the fact that if we don't support this nonsense, we can progress. Because that's what he was saying. If we're not paying attention to coonery buffoonery, we can make a
Hmm.
matrix. We finally like we're upset. We're upset. There was a whole movement on Facebook of black people telling white people, if you bought a ticket to Black Panther Part Two, Wakanda Forever, you should stand outside the theater and hand your ticket over to a black person. It's a whole movement about this. Matter of fact, the movie theater right here in Cherry Hill, the cops were there because and we talked about this before, Dane. The cops was out there because they found out about this and they were like, we just want to make sure nothing goes down. And nothing, luckily, nothing went down. But we don't demand that our strong black influences make us a Black Panther. So then the white man comes along, and then you want to tell the white man what to do with his money? You gonna tell the white consumer what to do with their resources? You can't do that. If we want that, we have to make it ourselves. We could have did a
Hmm.
Black Panther a long time ago. All we had to do was say, "Yo, let's pull our money together. Let's see if we can get the rights to make our own movie. Let's do it." Because
Well,
everybody still talks about Blade. Who's the star Blade? Wesley Snipes.
here's the funny part about
This is
that.
the first $100 million movie, Marvel movie ever.
But here's the
So it
thing.
shows we can do it.
But see, here's the thing. This is the funny part about that. We were supposed to we were supposed to been have a Black Panther,
Of
and Black
course.
Panther was no, but it was supposed to be Wesley Snipes,
Yeah, I
but
know.
they
I
couldn't.
know the whole history.
Right, but they couldn't get the cast together. So I'm like, all right, well,
It
all
wasn't.
right,
No,
cool, but
just a little correction. Just a little correction. You know what held that up from happening? Money. There's a whole story about it. They couldn't
well,
get funding because when they reached out to black actors, black directors. They reached out to black rappers. Any black who had money, they reached out to them to see if they could fund the movie, and all of them said no. I
no,
got better things to do. I got this going on. I got that going on. These are people who already had at least 50 million in the bank at that time, and they all said, "Nah, I got other things to do." So we didn't even support that idea of having our own that we could have did ourselves. We didn't support it.
right now, now you brought up. Oh, my bad. Yo, D, you had something to say?
Go ahead.
Oh, all right, let me ask you a question because you brought up Jay Z earlier.
Hmm.
Now, me personally, I'm I'm putting my personal feelings to this. I don't support certain people. I don't
Okay.
support Jay Z. I don't support Kevin Hart. I don't support
Can
these
I ask you
people.
why?
Yeah, I'm about to explain that
Okay.
because the one thing that I'm not a big fan of is don't don't claim that you're from somewhere and don't you know what I'm saying talk about where you're from and now that you got the money to do something to fix it, you don't do nothing. You run around and sorry for saying like this, but you run to the White Sox. Like me personally, Jay Z got all this money, right? Instead of him going back to Marcy projects that he claims that he's from, instead of him going back to there and no longer making it Marcy projects, but buying it out, making the houses nice, making the area nice, he ran and tried to buy an NFL team. Kevin Hart claims he's from Philadelphia. He's always throwing up Philadelphia. Instead of him taking all that money that he got, or even some of that money, and come back to Philadelphia because they can buy up property, they can buy up land, they can fix things up, they can make it better for the people from where they're from. They don't do that. They focus on living this. I call it, and this is my opinion. They call it they live the white life. That's what I call it, the white life. They move to Hollywood. They try to get into certain things like NFL teams or certain things like that instead of investing into the community. Like I was talking about earlier, if these people invested, if these people invested into their communities, the communities will be better and be able to stand up. Just like what's her name, Tasha Smith, Tasha Smith that does the Tyler Perry shows.
I want her on
She's
the
from
show.
she's from Camden. But ever since she started making movies, you don't hear her come back to Camden doing anything.
She
You don't hear
does.
her coming back here,
She comes back to
dude.
Camden. She
Dude,
does.
okay. Here's the thing. Even if she does, what is she doing? Because they got enough money. Let's be honest. They got enough money.
Tasha don't got that much money, bro.
She got money. She's on TV. She's constantly doing shows. She's
Yeah,
on TV
no,
now.
no, no, no. Tasha don't
She.
got that much money.
I
She
didn't
don't
say
got.
she.
She don't. You if you want to use Jay Z and Kevin Hart, I'll give you that. But
All
you
right.
can't use Tasha.
She's not on their
She
level.
ain't
I
got
know.
needle moving money. She ain't got needle moving money. If
She got
she if
money to
she
do
donates
something.
to build up the community, she's back in the community. That's what I'm trying to say. If she gives to the community, she's back in the community. Like she gonna work that hard to give it back to everybody so she can be there with them. Nah. What I will say is this, just to push back a bit.
Jay
Jay
Z
Z
still
has
lives in
given
New
back
York
to
though.
Marcy Prop. No, he doesn't. He lives in New Jersey. He lives up in New Jersey. Him, Chris Rock, all of them. They all live in the same
No, he
community.
has a place in New York too.
Nah, he doesn't have that place. Um, but Jay Z has given $20 million to rebuild Marcy Province. He has. That's documented. So that's number one. Number two, Kevin Hart, same thing. He's going back to his neighborhood and he's given mad money to build up the boys and girls clubs that are there. He's done that. He basically he how much did he give? I think he gave like $500,000 to the comedy club that he started in. He gave money to that to furnish that, and it looks a lot better than it did because he said, "Yo, this is where I got my start. I want to help out." So he did,
Right.
and that's why they're putting on more shows than they ever have. And there's new upcoming comedies based on his generosity. So we can't really say that now. As far as here's what I'm gonna say. Jay-Z buying an NFL team is because a problem was presented to him. That problem is there's no representation of us in ownership, which then translates to no black coaches being hired, no black assistant coaches being hired. That's why he's looking to buy an NFL team. Once I heard that he was getting with different groups to buy a team, my whole thing was this, and this isn't going to happen. Now we talk about supporting each other, right? Let's say Jay Z buys a team. If I'm an NFL player, especially like an elite player, your Aaron Donalds, your Von Millers, your Stephon Gilmores, your Jalen Ramsey. I want out my contract. I want out my contract right now. They all multimillionaires. I want out my contract right now. Hey Jay, let's figure out a deal. I'm coming here. Just like when Dion was at the HBCU,
Mm-hmm.
every black top recruit, I'm going where he's at. Why don't we go to all HBCUs? We're the talent, so why don't we go support our own? Why do we gotta go play for Coach K? You see what I'm saying? It's us. It's nobody else.
I said,
If I build, if I build, if I'm the only black restaurant in the neighborhood, why y'all going to the bodega spot? Y'all should be coming to me. Because if you build me up, I can then invest that money back. Because it's coming from y'all. Y'all gonna hold me accountable. Hey man, we frequent your store, man. We put money in this place. You able to live good because of us. Yo, what you doing for us? What y'all need? Oh, the schools is messed up. Yo, let me put some money back into the school. Oh, that church needs to be fixed up. Let me put some money into the church. That's how you do it. But that's why he wants to buy a team. Because the whole situation with the NFL right now is that every time a head coaching job opens up, we get the Rooney rule and we get pushed to the side. We're not getting hired. I think right now, as it stands right now, I believe it's only two black head coaches, Todd Bowles and Mike Tomlin. Who's the other one? I can't remember who the other one is. Those are the only
he's
two I remember.
right. There's one for the Steelers. That's Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, and then
There's
Todd
one
Bowles is the Buccaneers.
right, the Buccaneers, and it's not. Is it the Panthers? There's one. There's one more, but he's
No,
new.
the
One
guy
more.
from the Panthers didn't get it. Everybody thought he was going to get it, but he didn't get it. He finished the
No, no,
season out because they fired the coach, but they didn't.
no,
They didn't hire him as the coach.
no. There's one more team. I just heard about it. There's three coaches. I can't remember what team he is because I don't like the team.
Let
Is
me
it New York?
see if I can.
Is the Jets? No, it's
All
not the
Um,
black
Jets.
is he
coaches.
black? Wait a minute.
Tomlin,
I think he is
Bowles,
black.
Okay,
I think the coach for
Ryan.
the Jets is black.
yeah. So
Mm,
there's three, which is a record high right now, but still.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine Jay Z gets that position, and I'm going to say something that's controversial. But imagine he owns the team now, and he hires a black coach. First of all, that actually would be racist because you're hiring a coach based on his race, and
Hmm.
you're telling the other coaches they can't because of their race. So that's racism. So we gotta look at that. But
So
imagine
he
if
can't.
he
So
if he
he
bought a
can't do
team,
nothing.
and, you know what I mean? Like then you would have the Rooney Rule for everybody. But what I'm saying is, imagine he bought the team, and just from because before, what was the Super Bowl? Bruno Mars, Aerosmith, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. Jay Z gets on. It's Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg,
But we've had that already.
Jennifer
We had that
Lopez,
already.
Shakira. Yeah, but what I'm saying is a, a whole Death Row halftime? A whole Death Row halftime. That's crazy. Then you look at the fact that you had Rihanna last year. So it's like
Well,
he's implementing change from within because we keep saying what we want, but we got to get in there first. We got to get in that boardroom first. We can't change nothing by looking in. You can't change the furniture on the inside if you don't buy the house to go in there and change it.
what if we? What if? This is the big what if. What if we just didn't support them? Like, don't get me wrong. We all love football. We all love football. But
Yes.
what if we, instead of watching football, we said, you know what? We're not going to watch football until they implement these changes. See, we can still make changes, but we have to be willing to make those sacrifices. We got to say, hey, you know what? We're not going to watch football. We're not going to buy no sports apparel until you get more black coaches in there. Or, we're not going to shop at your stores until you get more black employees in there with some black managers. We can do that. We have the power to do that. We do. We can
But
change.
then,
We can literally change everything that's going on. We can do it, but we won't
but
because
that's
we
but
can't
see, but
come
see, the
together.
but see, that's what I've been saying. When we talk about perception and changing the narrative, that will ultimately change the perception of us. The reason why, if you go outside of the United States of America and you go around the country, all you see is movies like Boy. And I'm not saying these are bad movies, but what you see about us is Boys in the Hood,
Hmm.
Don't Be a Menace, stuff like that. You
Hmm.
see all the Medea movies in different languages. You see all these things. So, what do you think the outside world is going to think about you when you come there?
Right. But see, the thing is, like you brought up earlier, you said, said the working man ain't going to make no changes. That's not true. The working man is the one who can make the changes if we start doing what
I'm
we need
saying
to do.
I'm saying we can't change it with our finances because our finances don't move the needle. What we
But
do is
actually,
this. Here's what you do. Like put it to you like this. Let's say every black person right now says, you know what? Nike don't do nothing for us. This company doesn't do for us. But you know who does? Adidas. And we all went out and bought Adidas. We've done it before.
right, right.
Who then wears Adidas? Everybody else. Because they're gonna look, well, they're wearing it. Because that's what always
So,
happens. When we do something, everybody else looks over and goes, yo, that
so,
must be cool. They're doing it. They turn their
so,
hats backwards. If
so
they're
then
doing it,
that's
must be cool.
so that's right there. When you said that we can't do it like financially, that's doing it financially. If we stop spending
No, no,
our
no.
money on these dumb
Yeah, but what
things,
I'm saying when I say financially, I'm talking about our own money. We can't move anything with
yeah,
our own money. We can
yeah,
only move the needle with our influence with those who have the money.
no, that's what I'm saying. If, like you said, I'll use Nike as an example, right? What if every black person stopped buying Nike? That's our money. And we took that money instead, like you said, we bought Adidas or we bought, hell, Converse. Okay. That's boosting Converse up. That's shutting Nike down with our finances. So we
That's
can
needle
make the
movement.
difference.
No, I get what he's saying, but what I'm saying is, if we don't buy Nike, right? If we don't buy Nike, but everybody else does, we have to change. We have to use our influence because we don't have to move our money. We can change the way we influence things. Like I said, everything we say is cool, everybody adopts it. We said sagging our pants was cool. Tommy Hilfiger, even though everybody misconstrued what he said and tried to make him out to be a racist, what he said to Oprah was, I didn't make my clothes for that reason. But then I noticed that that's what the kids in the urban areas were wearing. They were doing this with my clothes. So it made me open up the portfolio to then include an urban section of my clothing. That's how you do it. We didn't have to buy his clothes to do that. He just saw it and was like, well, if that's what they're doing. We weren't buying them. We couldn't afford Tommy Hilfiger. So
Right.
what we
But
were doing, we those who could learn from those who did. Jim
but
Jones said it best. He said, "Yo, we wasn't wearing Carl Kanai and all that. We were wearing Parasucos. We were wearing this. The brands that you've never heard of, your top rappers were wearing. But the brands that were on the map is what everybody saw, and they stole from those lower brands. So we can move and we can use our influence in that way and influence the big guys to do what we need them to do.
you don't by going by what you said, you don't see a problem with that. See me, I don't like
What,
the
using your influence to
segregation.
make everybody else move a certain way to benefit you?
No. Like you used Tommy Hilfiger, so he created an urban brand, an urban brand or
Yeah,
whatever.
he said his clothes were for nerdy white guys. That's what he said.
Right. But see, here's my problem. By creating an urban brand, you're doing the same segregation thing. You're still doing it. Now instead of no,
I
listen,
would push back on that.
instead of creating an urban brand, right? Just say that your clothes are for everybody. Don't create a certain brand just because of certain kind of people. Don't do that. Keep your stuff
Well,
regular and then let us
you can't
then
say
be
that.
influenced. Yeah, because when you create an urban brand,
You
what
can't.
you're
No,
telling
no, no.
every
No,
you know
you
what you're
can't say
telling
that because
everybody.
here's why. Here's why you
You're
can't say
telling
that.
everybody what's up.
Here's why I
Finish,
say you
Jay.
can't say that.
Finish,
No, no,
Jay.
no. But
Finish,
I'm
Jay.
going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to
Finish,
him.
Jay.
I'm speaking to his
Finish,
point.
Jay.
I'm speaking to his point. I'm
Finish,
speaking to
Jay.
his point. I'm out.
I don't see. This is what I don't get. Right? You were making a point, and I saw you getting close to your point, so I was letting you finish your point. I wasn't saying you can't respond, but I was letting you get to your point. I
No,
don't
I
get
got you.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get that part of it. Like now my
That's
brother's he said he talks. He's a very talkative person, and I respect that. You have an opinion, and you talk to your point. I'm not going to say nothing wrong with that. Cool, but you also have to let somebody respond. But the other side of that is when somebody else is talking, he wants to respond right away. But you can't have it both ways. That's all I'm trying. That's why I was like,
right,
finish, Jay. Like he was cutting you off, and that's why I was like, hold on, finish, Jay, because I knew you
right,
were almost at your period. You know what I mean?
right. Well, I'm gonna tell you my thing when it comes to conversations like that. The reason why I don't get upset if somebody cuts me off or whatever is because I realize when it comes to certain things, people are very passionate
I get that.
about what they have to say. So sometimes that passion makes you jump. It makes you rush. So that's why I sit back and like he starts cutting me off. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna let you say it. I want you. I want that excitement to come out. I want that enthusiasm to come out. So I'm gonna let you say what you say. Then I'm gonna come back to what I was saying. I'm not gonna forget. I'm
But see,
passionate regardless.
you gotta remember, it's other people watching and listening. Like
Right.
if you start a sentence and then you get cut off, sometimes those people will be forgetting what you said because now they're on this. So it's
Right.
not just for the people in on right now that I'm doing that
Right.
for. It's for the people that are watching too. Because I have one of those. I have that type of brain too, where if somebody's talking, I'm like, yeah, okay, okay. And then somebody cuts him off. Now my brain done left what you said
Mm,
and completely focused on what the next person said. I'm like, nah, I want you to get oh man, what was his point again? He was going somewhere, but then your brain goes, get you know what I mean? Just like your head turned left because something flew by. Like that
yeah.
it's we in the I don't want to call it this, but it's like basically mentally, I won't say that. Let me see, how can I phrase it? Right now we're in a distracted society. Like little things can distract you from what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like if I'm telling you right now and a bird flies by my head, I'm like, what? What? Like that bird just took my total attention off of what you said, even for that split second. So now I just missed. You might have made a very valid point in that split second that that bird took my attention off of you. You know what I mean? Now I'm
Mm,
like, wait, what happened? Now I got to catch up again. So I was. That's why I was like, hold on, finish, Jay. That's why I was like, hold on, finish, Jay, because I'm like, let him finish. Like that's all. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying, let him finish. We can come back
right.
to you because he's not gonna forget his point. You know what I mean? He said he was gonna say what he had to say. He wasn't gonna forget what he wanted to say. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, hold on, let him finish. So for you to get upset that I'm like, let you finish.
Right. And it's the whole I call it the ESPN mind state. That's why I say we live in that. We live in the ESPN mind state. You got 30-second intervals. That's all
Right.
you got. That's it. You go past 30 seconds, lost complete attention. Lost the audience. So I get it. And I'm a little bit long winded. So,
Well, in a way,
but
both y'all are.
all right,
In a way, both y'all are long winded. But I mean,
you
I like the interaction that be happening. But I also don't want just to be like only one person is talking majority of the time.
right.
And like when somebody else, like he wanted to jump in while you were talking. There's been plenty of times on this stream where, not this stream in particular, like over the course of like the shows, all the different shows I put on, there's been plenty of times where somebody wanted to jump in and he's like, hold on. Like, I gotta finish what I gotta say first. But
He did that
when
to
you were
me.
like right, yeah, hold on. Like, wait. If you expect to finish and get to your point, you have to let another person get to their point as well. You can't have it both ways. It's like that's all I'm trying to get out there. Like you had a point, you were getting to it. He was about to interrupt you. That's why I was like, hold on, let Jay finish. You can't be upset by that. We're gonna get to your point, but you have to I want you to let you get to your point as well. Because like I
Right.
said, people's brains go in and out. Like you take them off of where you were going, next thing you know, they're going to be on something else.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Very true. Very true.
Even though y'all both probably y'all talking about the same thing, y'all talking about different perspectives. But
Right.
if you didn't get to you like you write in a sentence and then you think for 1 second, then your brain changes your sentence. The sentence you started off with is not going to be the one you finish. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
got you.
You started talking about, and yet at the end of the sentence, you were saying this. What?
Mm,
You know what I mean? And that's like that's how some people's brains are. They're listening to you go this far, and if somebody interjects, now they're listening to that. So their
mm,
brain will go dot dot dot. Here's an interjection. Now their brain goes da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like if you go up a
yeah.
mountain and somebody cuts you off, you go back down the mountain. We're
No, I
almost there. We're
understand.
almost there. We're almost there. Oh shit! You know what I mean? Like what the hell? Well, what was at the top of the mountain? I don't know. I got
Mm,
distracted. You feel me? That's
no,
why
I
I
got
was
you.
trying. I was trying. Like I'm like, all right, you're going up the mountain. I'm letting you go to the peak so they can see where you're going. Okay, okay. Now, Darius, say what you were like. Doc, say what you was gonna say now. Like that's all. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to keep some type of order because apparently I don't keep enough order. And yeah, like I've gotten a lot where people's like, "Is that your show or your brother's show?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like your brother does most of the talking. I'm like, "Yeah, he does, but it's I don't mind it because I'm not really I talk when I feel like I need to talk. You know that. Everybody knows that about me. I'm not really a talker anyway, unless I'm
Mm,
passionate about something particular.
you're right.
When I'm passionate, you can't get me to shut the hell up. But when this subject, I'm like, cool. Like y'all talking about football and ownership and black ownership. I'm like, yeah. I'm actually learning, which is why I'm quiet because I don't really like as far as sports ownership goes. I probably should pay more attention to it, but I don't.
Yeah.
But after this conversation, I'm probably going to pay more attention to it because I'm like, damn, that's true. And when I just looked it up, I'm like, damn, there's only two black owners left. One identifies as biracial. And it's a couple of Latino owners. I'm like, oh, sure. Like I looked it up while y'all was talking, like, oh,
Mm,
there's like two. That's crazy. That's
mm,
that's crazy. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Never paid that any mind. And while you were talking, I was like, that's when I came back. Like, I'm listening to y'all in my ears and I'm reading about it. Like, oh, yeah, that's true. Wow, that's crazy. And I'm listening. I'm like, all right. And then I saw you getting to the apex of your point. I'm like,
mm.
and when he tried to, I was like, hold on, let him finish. Cause I'm, I'm,
You're
I'm,
invested.
yeah, I'm like, hold on. Like, see where you going with this. I'm like, okay, let him finish. Like, wait, why you cut him off? Like, and I know I'm not the only person that's like saying like doing that at home. Like, wait, let him finish. Like, what was he about to say? You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because then I know what's gonna happen. He gonna cut you off. He gonna start talking. And he gonna talk for a while. And people at home are gonna be like, huh? Now they're into what he's saying, and they
right.
probably forgot where you were going. So when you start talking again, now they're like, oh, like they got their brain has to reset. Like, oh, that's all I was trying to do. I was trying to get yours out so he can get his. I'm being fair. So
No,
I don't
no.
understand why he got upset because I was like, hold on, let him finish. Like that's all I said. Hold on, let him finish. What's wrong with that?
That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said,
And
I see both sides.
I understand he wanted to
I
say get his point out. And I was wait. I was like, all right, I don't care. In my head, I was like, I can't wait to see what Dad says back in response to this. But I wanted you to get to your point. Like finish what you were saying, and then we'll go back to what you were saying. You know what I mean? Like
right.
you're not going to forget your point. Derek Doc doesn't forget his stance on things, and I knew he wasn't going to forget what he wanted to say. So I'm like, we can come back to you in a second.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
So
something now.
go ahead.
Let me say this. I like these things that you have, like the videos that you're doing, all that. I like them because one, Doc has a point of view on things, right?
Ah,
And his isn't necessarily universal,
yeah.
but it does fit a certain criteria. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have people on there who don't necessarily mesh with what he's saying. So now you got another point of view, and y'all have, I like to say, educated debates on both sides. So that's what
Yeah.
makes it that much better. That's what I like. So
I like that too. But I also want everybody to be heard.
right.
Because again, when I'm over here and people be like, yo, I caught your show. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. You know. They'll be like, yo, but how can your brother seem like he was the only one talking? I'll go back and look at that's when I have to go back and look at the show. Because I ain't gonna hold you. After this goes live, somebody bring it up. I'll be like, what part are you talking about? And I'll pull out my phone and go, oh yeah. I remember that. Like, because my brain doesn't process like keep things stored for too long. So like
Right.
in 2 weeks, if somebody asks me about this, I'm like, what? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And that's just my memory. But and I'll be like, oh, and I'll go back. But a lot like most people come to me and actually say like, yo, like they go along that line, like, is it your show or your brother's show? I'm like, it's mine. It's my podcast. What are you talking about? Well, your brother does all the talking. And I'm just like, yeah, he does talk a lot. I get that. We'll probably have a conversation about that. Like, and that's why at one point I was like 2 minutes. Like I was like, give everybody 2 minutes. And then, y'all 2 minutes, y'all can say this. And then rebuttal. You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. This way everybody has a chance to talk.
Right.
I
Even
didn't do
debate.
that today. Yeah, that was a structure. And I hate structure. So me doing that was kind of hard for me to maintain because it's structure. I'm not a structured person, period. And I hope he's listening because I want him to know, like, I wanted to hear where he was going to go next. I just wanted to hear what you wanted to say too. And I wasn't trying to like say, all right, Derek, shut up. You know what I mean? I was basically saying, hold on one second, let him finish. That's all. That's all.
Right.
No
Right.
disrespect intended to him at all. I hope he
Yeah.
joins back in this stream. But chances are he's not. And
Yeah. That's
actually, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I think I'm gonna go visit my mom today. I think I'm about to go do that right now, actually. Hopefully it's open. But yeah,
right.
it's Easter.
You know.
So
And you already know one thing, man. Send my love, man. You already know that.
I appreciate it. So I guess we'll be signing up together then, huh, buddy? So for
Yes, sir.
everybody here at 6G Podcast and my guest today, Jay, thank you for popping up, showing up. Kami, I will be calling you later because you cut out and didn't say goodbye to the people. Doc, we're gonna rap. You still my brother. I love you to death. No issues with me and you. Not from my perspective anyway. From everybody here and not here currently at the 60 podcast, EVH1, or EVH1 stands for everybody has one. Thanks, Jay. That's my tagline. Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say goodnight. Anything you want to say to the people before we get off line? You want to talk
Yeah.
the barbershop thing? You can announce that here now.
No,
The
I'm gonna
barber.
hold off on. I'm gonna hold off on that. But I will say one thing: just because you may be doing good in your life, don't forget about your community because they were there for you when nobody else was.
Facts. Like I honestly probably wouldn't be here without the community. I wouldn't be the person I am today without my community. All the influences I had. Whew,
Right.
right. I think that's the only why I got this podcast in the first place, because of community. Like, you should do.
Hmm.
You think so? Hmm. You should be a lawyer. You should be a minister. I got some type of talk to people type of thing. And I'm like, I'm not really good at talking to people unless I'm comfortable. Well,
Right.
this is my comfort zone. I'm here, damn it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here. I'm comfortable in my own little space, but I can talk like, we right next to each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you know what? 2 weeks, I'll probably have you back on the show and we'll just shoot the breeze. You know what I mean? Have our regular daily conversations.
I ain't got no beef with that.
Yo, my man.
Well. Of course, I ain't got no beef because I'm vegan.
Ah, nasty ass vegan. Anyway, damn vegan nuggets. I don't know how you eat that. But again, for everybody here at the 60 podcast and all of you at home, happy Easter. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I hope y'all have fun. Give the families my best. Happy birthday to those who I wasn't able to look up this week. There were a bunch of birthdays I can't really remember off the top of my head. So happy birthday to all of you guys. Another year around the sun. Y'all be blessed. And we're going to. I gotta do the thing, and I always forget this. So again, from everybody here at the 60 Podcast, you all have a great evening.